Everyone's sort of got like a vague little tight-knit community that shoot anything that isn't them. And there's pretty much everything you'd expect from an apocalyptic situation. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Most of this is going to take place in a city, but I have not planned anything. I just went, I know what is going to happen in the first session, and then the rest is all down to the players and you guys in chat. So I know the first thing that they're going to encounter, and then I'm just going to see where they go in my world after that. So
that's the entirely correct way to do your first session of Apocalypse World.
Indeed. So yeah, the first thing to get around to real quick would be your character's stats. So you guys all have 5 stats, and for those of you in chat who don't know Apocalypse World, the stats are cool, which is pretty much doing anything when you are under pressure. So a lot of the time I'll say do this because you're doing it under fire. That doesn't necessarily mean they're being shot at. That could be you're driving, you've got one foot on the steering wheel, the other foot's on the accelerator. You're currently trying to light a cigar and shoot the guy across the room. Why you're in a car in a room is beyond me, but it happened in my last game, so I won't rule it out. Hard is anything to do with being a bit tanky, a bit mean. If you want to take ground, if you want to shoot somebody, if you want to intimidate somebody, that's all about like, yeah, let's just do this. I had way too much cocaine this morning and I'm ready to headbutt someone in the face. That's all about hard. Hot is essentially anything to do with charisma. So that comes into anything to do with manipulation and persuasion and all that sort of jazz. There is also, the final 2 stats are
Sharp.
Sharp. Thank you, Finn. A sharp, which is anything perception related, regarding people, regarding a situation, anything like that. And weird is just anything that's psychic and weird and crazy. And I know that I've got at least one person, potentially 2 people, who are going to be really hard on that. So it's going to be so much fun to see. There's pretty much no limits to it. But I might kill you with it. So,
Welcome to the Maelstrom. We have fun and games.
Indeed. So yeah, if we all want to go around, and we're going to do HX, so if you guys have your character sheets or like the playbooks, it will tell you a couple of questions you have to ask everyone else in the party before we get started, and that will determine how you know.
Shall we, before we do that, do we want to just do like, I don't know whether do we need to go around and do names again, because I don't have...
Oh yeah,
has everyone got names written down?
Well, we've got Izzy, who's the brainer, who will be playing by a fantastic Petra over there. We've got Mike, who is playing Xander, who is Savvy Head. We've got Will, who is playing Gabriel, the angel.
His name is Angel. Keep the Buffy reference going.
Indeed. And Finn. I don't actually know who you're playing.
Yes, I didn't actually do my name and instructions. So I am playing. So for those of you who've ever listened to Friends at the Table, I pillaged for names. So I am playing Adar Rose, the maitre d'.
How do you write that?
Adar.
Okay.
Surname Rose.
Alrighty.
So, yeah, Hex. Shall I start this one off?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Quick question: how does it work? Do we just sort of make up our answers?
We'll each have a turn, and we'll work out the answers to some questions.
So you should have 2 questions.
I do. Which one of you do I find the most attractive?
So discuss amongst yourself, because this is on you guys.
Yeah. So, for the benefit of this, Adar Rose is bisexual. So. Your gender is not an obstacle in this particular instance.
Well, do you like slight-framed, baby-faced young men?
It's within my wheelhouse.
Well, I would say Izzy is quite a cutie, but most people are somewhat put off by her awkwardness.
Fair enough.
If you like arrogant, bold men, then certainly Angel is your type.
Okay, so we have
power as well. He's powerful, so that might be an added thing.
So we have awkward cuties, we have skinny geniuses, and we have powerful arrogant men. And the powerful arrogant man does partially own my bar.
Indeed.
We should maybe at some point go through, because I have I have a bar as a part of my character playbook, and also Will has a town, so these are things
We'll,
which maybe
we'll do that as we come
cool.
in.
I think I find Angel attractive. Power is sexy. So I put plus. Oh wait, so it's
Let me just undo this.
for those characters I write HX +2. So I have Hex +2 with Angel, and then which one of you is my favorite?
I would maybe easiest because I was thinking that she actually just came strolling into the bar one day, like a stray cat, and she liked it there. So she just continued to do that, and she's just sitting around in corners.
I can get behind that. Yeah, I imagine my assorted regulars have taken a shine to Izzy, and she's a bit odd and keeps people drinking so they can forget how odd she is. Okay, and so therefore I put +3 for you, and then I get +1 for Xander. It's my business to see people clearly. So that's where my hex has gone. For those of you who are looking at my sheet, you can see them all here. So I do have my sheet up on the stream right now. I hope it's legible. But yeah, stream, you can look around at what the bits of the character sheet are and talk to us about it. So who wants to go next?
If anyone can't find theirs right this second, I've got it in front of me.
Yeah, if you've got mine, and I'll ask mine to the group.
Cool. Okay, so Hard Holder, you are on this page. So your questions are. Go around. Which one of you has been with me since before? Before what? It isn't stated. So, what would you consider before? Is it before you came to sort of?
Yeah, before I came to power, I guess. Because I used to be a lowly scrub like you guys, but now I'm powerful and amazing. So,
I took a hard hold to the knee.
Yeah. So, which one of you guys would I have known from a long time?
From the sounds of what Izzy just said, or what we just learned about Izzy, it sounds like it's got to be me or Xander.
Like I said, Izzy doesn't remember anything that happened prior to 6 months.
I think it's either got to be me or Xander. I think
she was somewhere else. I don't know if not in the city, but she only recently came in.
So Will, my question for Angel would be, how violently did he rise to power?
That's a good question. Because I think if he got there by kind of working with merchants and all that shit, and accumulating wealth that he could buy people with, he probably knows me.
So
if he went in with tanks, it's you.
Feeding on this question, Will, who was the previous owner when you arrived, and what were they like?
It was God.
It was God. God's place. Wrenched it from his hands.
It's going to be.
Because I'm going to say the drug lab and stuff has been there quite a while, because it would be one hell of a thing to set up. So
Okay. In that case, we're going to say it was this really big tyrannical ruler before, and I went with I'll make a connection with Mike's character because I've already got one of it with Finbar. So
cool.
I go with you, Xander, and I say that I took it over with force basically.
I specialize in explosions, namely other people's meth labs.
Perfect. We blew up the meth lab, and we took a new one.
A crucial thing to mention, just by the way, these numbers are not mutual. Thank you, Voodoo Magic Man, for the follow. You're a gentleman and a scholar. Welcome to the adventure. So, I have +3 hex with Izzy, which means I know her. I know and understand her quite well, but she doesn't yet have anything with me. I know, but I want to go with. I want to go on. Thanks so much to Kepler for following as well. You are a gentlefolk and a scholar. Okay, in that case, I'm gonna have. Which one's been before? Give him a +1 right next to the character's name. Okay.
Yeah. And then the next one is, which one has betrayed or stolen from you?
Okay, who's stolen from me before or betrayed me? Who's on their last chance?
We have set up that I owe you big. I don't know whether that's because I stole from you.
I mean, you could potentially just say like skimming profits or something like that. I mean, it's open to interpretation for you guys. So
yeah. Me and Will had a little chat just before this started, and we've worked out some relationships between us already.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's nothing too concrete yet. Just like I'm doing my
how things go, right?
I'm working. There's a whole thing in this book about PC triangles. I'm building them. But yeah,
Let's do that.
I mean,
yeah, I think
Izzy could have stolen something without actually meaning any harm. Like I said, she's quite childish, and maybe she just saw something shiny lying around. And she really likes gifts, so maybe Angel didn't give her enough gifts.
Okay, all right.
That's the thing, actually. So your brother drinks in my bar, right? Which means she could have like just taken something of his that means a lot to you.
All right, yeah. I will say Izzy took it, and that's my one then.
Okay.
All right, that's free next to Izzy.
So then, my questions are: which one of you is the most strange?
Izzy.
Both hands in the end.
Yeah.
That one was fairly easy. So, which one of you is the biggest potential problem?
I'm
gonna rule out like having doubling up on anyone. So it's,
I think we might be the two people who are least compatible.
What about? I mean, what do you find more sort of like difficult? Drunk people or high people? Because these two people both cultivate on like those kinds of people.
You might find me a problem.
They both explode the same.
This is true.
So
Yeah,
it's far easier to coerce a drunk person to put on whatever mess I tell them to.
I presume alcohol fumes aren't quite as bad as a room full of meth fumes or whatever drugs Will picks up. So
yeah, Xander. I think it might be Adar because it's just like we stand at opposite ends of a spectrum of like the science of like explosions to like the art of manipulation and seduction.
Yeah, you're more of a society folk, and I'm more of a folk.
Yeah, you're more of a folk.
Okay, cool. I like it.
Indeed.
So I have a +2 hex with you, and a -1 hex with Angel.
And finally, we should have the brainer for Izzy, aka. Have you got the questions, or do you need me now?
I got them here. Thank you.
Cool.
Okay, question 1. Which one of you has slept in my presence, knowingly or unknowingly?
Oh, that's creepy.
Who has slept in your presence?
Yeah, who of you slept in my presence, knowingly or unknowingly?
I just want to mention
You
here
didn't drink.
there is an amazing there is an amazing bit of flavor text about the brainer. Well, no, it's advice on how to play it. And basically, the ideal way to play the brainer is to have sex with people.
Honestly, I never take the ideal way or the.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. But
basically, no, you don't really see it, but it's a violation glove.
Yeah.
Grasping at straws, ladies and gentlemen.
So every playbook in this game has what is referred to as a special move, which 90% of the time is a thing that triggers when you have sex with a character. Brainers, even if they don't have it, can read your mind when they sleep with you.
I don't even have to sleep with you, honey.
Yeah. Now you can just tap people.
I'll say it's me. I say I've slept in your presence.
Okay.
Whether or not that's like.
Okay, so
I've
that's.
just got this horrible image of Petra just in your room, like looking at you while you're sleeping, just
I
like.
mean, the term used in the playbook for how if you don't have the violation glove, when you have time and physical intimacy with someone, mutual or one-sided.
Yeah, so basically for the deep brain scan, it's enough if somebody trusts me enough so that I can hold them in my arms or hold hands. But since I have the violation glove, I just need to get my hands on them. And like I said, it's very playful, and so she's probably like, and just.
Is she a puppy?
That's
yeah, I imagine her to be like a little bit like a not really. Yeah, I guess. Okay, anyway, I get +2 with Angel. Okay, next question. Which one of you have I been watching carefully in secret?
You spend time in my bar.
was going to say that sounds like a good match.
Yeah, I mean,
Basically, she
yeah.
adopted herself into your bar. She's constantly hanging out there.
That makes some sense to me. Oh, I've just realised I'm behind on the follows. But yeah, I can get behind that.
Okay.
I don't know why you're studying me, but you do you.
Maybe you make funny faces when you sleep. You know that.
Holy shit! I'm going to die. I'm going to be killed by a small weirdo.
She is harmless, really. Okay, +2 with Adar, and then I have a third question. Which one of you most evidently dislikes and distrusts me?
Well, I guess since there's no doubling up, I guess that would be Xander.
Yeah.
Indeed. But why?
Why? Why don't you trust her, man?
Why don't you trust it? Why don't you trust the person who stalks the bartender and watches the mayor while he sleeps?
Because I'm not a stranger to weird stuff, and you're too weird.
Yeah.
I think you might be trying to stop my explosion plot.
You're cramping his style.
You're cramping my weird style. Until you randomly rolled into the bar, I was the weird guy.
She's muscling in your scene.
Yeah.
That's outrageous.
She's harshing your mellow.
She is
I was the
so
cool kid
harsh
before
on
you
your
came
mayor.
along. God.
Okay, so then I would have a +3 for Xander.
Indeed. So, for those of you wondering how sort of like the pluses and minuses goes, these roll in when it comes to assisting or interfering with someone else's role. So, if I'll give you an example, because we've just had them up. If Izzy wanted to help Xander, she'd have a +3 and then 2d6 instead of whatever skill would usually be required because she's interfering or whatever. So it comes that it's not about how good a friend you are, it's about how well you know them and can anticipate them. So don't think like because you've got really high plus HX +4 that means you're best friends. It literally just means like I know you really well, which is why if you're watching someone sleep you might know some interesting stuff about them and can interfere with them. Yeah, so that's another cool thing. So
We also get to mess with each other a little bit around
Indeed.
XP, but we'll get to that.
well, we're going to get to that right now because you guys should all have HX with everyone
All right.
else. If you don't have a HX score with someone, it should have say
For everyone else, write this one.
yeah, for everyone else right. So for example, the brainer writes +1 HX for everyone that you
Mine says everyone else, whatever number they tell you, write it next to the character's name.
cool. In which case that'll be
Let me have a look.
I think that might be the rules from the first edition.
Oh, is this
Yeah,
first?
you're
That part changed a little bit.
It was
Okay.
like
yeah.
Too many-
So for you, it's for everyone else, write hex +1. It's in your interest to know everyone's business.
indeed.
all right, +1.
There we are.
Cool. Done.
So now we've done that, does everyone have a HX score for everyone else in the party?
Yep.
Yeah, cool. In which case, figure out who your highest HX is, and that person is going to highlight one of your 5 core stats.
So, Will,
Yeah.
which of my core stats is the most interesting to
Oh no,
you?
it's I believe it's who has the highest for will.
Oh, the highest. Sorry.
Yeah. So what do people have for Angel? I have 2.
I have 2.
Okay.
Xander, what do you have for Angel?
-1.
Okay. So between me and Izzy, Josh, make a call, flip a coin.
Cool. Heads or tails?
Just do a quick walk off.
Heads.
Cool. I'm going to pretend it landed on heads.
Okay.
I didn't flip anything, but heads.
Yeah. So I will choose. I want to see a cool angel. So I shall
Cool
highlight
angel.
your cool.
Cool.
For those of you who haven't played this game before, every time you roll your highlighted stat, you get +1 XP.
Indeed. So we'll also mark hard as well. So you've got cool and hard as your 2 stats that are highlighted.
That works for me. I'm pretty hard.
Indeed. Hopefully you keep it cool.
Right.
So we'll go around to Xander, aka Mike. Yeah. Who has the highest HX with Xander, aka Mike?
I am
I have
+1. So
+3. Damn.
easy.
Petra, hit him. What stat of the 5 are you going to highlight for him?
Yeah, so what is my most interesting stat to you?
Izzy probably is impressed that he's able to make things go boom, and she thinks that you have to have some brain for it, so she will go with sharp.
Sharp. Cool.
Done and done.
And I am going to say, I'm going to say cool.
Cool.
Indeed.
Cool.
Taking it to Petra. Who has the highest HX with Petra?
Me.
AKA
I got a 3, so I'd probably
cool,
like.
fantastic. What are we?
Obviously, a weird Petra, a weird Izzy.
All
The
right.
weird is weird. So, yeah.
Yeah, weird.
Sorry, I have.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry.
And I will. Let's have a. I'm gonna say sharp. Yeah.
Sharp. Okay.
I feel like she's she's one of those people who's sort of like eye on the door.
Also has been literally stalking me.
Indeed. So it makes sense. Lastly, with Fantastic Finn, aka Ada. Who has the highest?
I have a 2.
We have 2 2s.
Who hasn't got to do one yet?
I think
mine's a 1.
Xander's the only one that hasn't got to pick one.
Let's go for Xander then. Makes sense.
So I've seen you in the bar, and I've seen your way with the men and the ladies. So I would say you're hot.
I am.
I mean,
It's factual.
can we just capture that one?
Yeah. Someone just make that a looping gift, please.
Yeah. I would say you're hot. Cool. So that's that, and we'll go for weird because it's weird. It's Finn. It's of course.
Oh God, I'm actually really bad at weird in this game.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah.
So cool thing we're also sort of mulling over is we might change these highlights up if we get bored, if we feel like it, and I might just turn around and say, chat, pick 2 things and highlight them for people, for different players, and we'll get them playing different sort of flavors each week. But we'll see how things go for the first episode. So without further ado, let's get a flavor a bit more in depth of this world. So I'm going to start off with Will, because this is Angel's town, essentially. This is your town. And
in my town, boy.
When you pick Hardholder, you don't get a ton of stuff as like personal stuff, but you do get a town, which will be forever referred to as a hardhold. So if you guys are confused when I say a hardhold, that basically just means the concrete building he has as his HQ and then the surrounding settlement. So you get to pick a couple of things for that. And apart from the fact that it's right next to a reasonably big river, I know nothing about it. So tell me about this place.
Yeah, our place is basically this big fallen down tower. Think a bit like the Shard in London. Was that for London? And it's like fallen over, toppled down into this river when the apocalypse came, and we basically shelled it out and like replaced everything inside with armaments and to make it more defensible. And then down below in the subterranean labs where the river kind of reaches it is where we have our drugstore. So deep down below, where no one can actually find us, is where we'll be making all our different drugs basically. It's pretty cool. There's different camps go outside in different levels of the tower, although it's all horizontal, different people, different groups all live. And then the closer down you get, the more heavily armed, the more loyalists to Angel it becomes, because we're dealing with where the good stuff is. And most of the people within the hardhold are probably drug addicts of some kinds to some degree. I've got them hooked on the one resource which I have control over, and that's how I control the population. But at the same time, if I ever lose control of that, then it could go badly. And so we're living on a bit of a precipice in terms of that. But yeah, I need a name for it, really. I need a name for this place because I figured we'd have a name for our town. Do you guys think of any names? Or you guys in chat, of course, you can think of a name for a post-apocalyptic drugstore / town.
Seven Heaven.
Then,
Boots.
let us know. But yeah, that's it. Do you want any more stuff on that, Josh?
No, cool. So from what you told me, the top half of it is like basically glass and under the river. So you basically like at the bottom of the riverbed there is a like a drug lab. So I'm gonna throw out that you've also I think I told you about this the other day, but I'm gonna tell everyone in chat as well. There are 2 hydroelectric dams that are in the river. They're not massive, but they're pretty handy to have, and they run pretty shitly, but they do run. So that provides a bit of power to your town, and also it keeps the water clear, so there's potential for fish and stuff like that if you were interested in having any food whatsoever, which would be handy. And also, because the water's clear, obviously you get sunlight down there, so it's all kosher for growing all the...
I'll tell you what we'll call it. It's going to be called the altar because that's where you go to pray, and because angel all makes sense.
Oh dear God. Okay, so it's called the altar, and it's this giant. I like the idea that maybe it almost looks like an altar because it's that completely flat top.
Yeah.
Cool. So we have.
Do you sell angel dust? It's cocaine. It's just called angel dust.
Actually, Bill, have a think about some of the drugs. I've come up with 2, but
They're horrible.
The 2 drugs I've conceived that Will has basically been creating.
Ingested.
One of them is called hype. So anytime anyone says get hype or anything like that, or I get hyped, I'm going to take that as you do drugs, and that's going to happen because I like that. And hype is essentially Red Bull. Pour it into your kettle, boil it, make coffee with that, add cocaine instead of sugar, and then drink it. And then wait for your heart to explode. And then there's Razor Lung, which is essentially you smoke Razor Lung, and it'll make you feel really tough and low pain threshold. But at the same time, you will probably cough up your own lungs and die. So yeah, drugs here in Apocalypse World are not the best thing in the world. So just want you all to...
I've got one. It's called Choke. And it is ground down asbestos.
Yes, that is a thing. That is canon now. So yeah, you just how do you manufacture asbestos?
We go like we're living in a tower, and it's one of these old towers just made out of asbestos.
Oh my God, the resource crisis when it starts running out. You have to send like roving bands of mercenaries out to like hammer out walls.
If it's in the tower itself, in the structure, doesn't it mean you're sort of destroying your own building?
In a way.
You have the mine, you're living in the mine, but it's also your home and you're destroying.
I love the idea that one day Angel will just like come back to his hard hole trying to impress someone and be like, look, and then it will all just cave in.
Just Leaning Tower of Pisa.
So we're going to take it round to the next notable structure, which will be Finbar. I believe Ada has a bar. What's the bar called? What is it like? Because there are some cool things you get to pick for that. And yeah, tell me.
Indeed. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Queen of Hearts.
Fucking kill me now.
The Queen of Hearts is my establishment. I get a main act and 2 to use as social lube. So the first, main feature is that the Queen of Hearts is the scene to be in. This is the place where you go to see people and be seen. Anyone who's anyone spends their free time here.
It's also a place for gratuitous cameos from sci-fi games.
I'm going for the list of people from the Queen of Hearts show, and they're all there. Ryla is just at the bar and he's drinking you into.
I mean, I do have 5 regulars, so and we need a name for Angel's brother still. The other kind of side attractions are so you will find Adar Rose working the bar. He has a lot of different alcohol, pre-war alcohols. He's found stores, made favorable deals, generally keeps people in drink, and gambling. There's a lot of card tables scattered throughout the room. The atmosphere is so the main part of it is very brightly lit, like nice electric lamps. He's found fanciful light fixtures from the pre-apocalypse. It's nice, but the side effect of that is that his second atmosphere is shadows. At the edges of the gambling tables, there are little couches that you can go to talk to someone where you won't really be seen. And generally throughout all of that, it bustles. There are just people, constant hum of conversation, the flow of people moving through. It's a lively little place. I get regulars, so I have 5 regulars by default. So I imagine that there's definitely a Ryla,
Ryla is there.
There's oh god, what was
I'm here too, guys. Hi.
yeah,
Oh, Grog is there. Grog is there.
There's a very large moron in one corner.
Hi.
Scattered throughout this place we
Has a
have
microwave.
the crew of the wild cards.
And 3 nipples.
He's just got a microwave with a slot handle on the side, and he just put money in it, and then just like beeps every now and again.
Yes. So my best regular is a guy called Eric, who's a longtime friend of mine. And
My uncle.
He acts the fool a bit, and gets people to gamble way too hard. And as such, they lose a lot of their money to the house, and he does that in exchange for free drinks.
Fair enough.
But my worst regular is we need a name for this man because it's Angel's brother.
Ooh.
He's my worst regular because he has a level of diplomatic immunity and he knows it. So he doesn't pay his tab. He gets in fights. He creeps out my my distorted establishment members by just generally being an unpleasant asshole of a man. And yeah, it's not a pleasant guy to have in the bar. We need a name for him that I haven't got yet.
Yeah, so Will, tell me what kind of guy is he? Is he like fights with his fists, fights with his brain, fights with
his dong? Yeah,
he fights with his dong.
Yeah.
That's the name of a revolver he carries.
Yeah, basically, he's like my younger brother, and whilst I'm like the brother who had to like work for everything and like where we are.
Self-entitled.
Yeah, he's like the self-entitled asshole who like I've given him everything, but like I still love him, and so like I still let him get away with everything. He's like the young kind of girl chasing young idiot basically, and I'm still a bit like that, but I've also had to like kill loads of people to get here.
So Chad had 2 ideas. One was demon and one was Deanman.
Demon.
Both of those. What about Damon?
Damon.
Angel and
Damon.
All right, I make a note of it. Okay.
Damon.
Damon. Okay.
I don't know who I am.
So I have assorted other regulars who I have at least 5. I guess yeah, we have a lot of wildcards people sitting around. I'll turn that over more to your end, Mr. GM. We can discuss that off screen.
Yeah. We'll
Then I have interested parties. So there is a man called Pulse, and he wants me gone. He's a merchant. Also used to be romantically involved. And I might have slightly stolen a bunch of his merchandise and banned him from my bar.
As one does.
He was...
was that like the morning after he woke up and you just stolen everything in the room and left a note like, by the way, you're barred?
No. I think it was like it wasn't fair on Adar's part. Wasn't quite, I just left one evening, but it was more or less, so Pulse may take it that way. A man called Orthus wants in, so there's another merchant. He roams around a bit. He has ideas of kind of settling down in the town properly.
It was Morpheus.
Orthus.
Two different pills all the time.
But he has big ideas about how the bar could expand, and I disagree with him. Basically, if this was the Social Network, he's the guy who wants to keep putting advertisements on it, and I keep telling him, no, the best thing about this bar is that it's cool. And finally, the person I owe big is Angel. As we discussed, I've stolen from him in the past. So generally, we're kept chained by this like bond of I live and work, and I am an attraction. I am the tourist attraction of his town. But I owe him, and he will not let me forget it, which is why his brother gets to keep coming back.
Do you peddle drugs through the establishment?
I imagine I don't sell them here. Yeah, I think it's relatively controlled. Like,
I'm probably trying to stop him. Honestly,
I,
like he's probably trying to.
I don't think I'm selling my drugs, and I like if there's like a licensed retailer of your stuff in here, but I think you get chucked out a lot faster for being too high than you do for being too drunk.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of the drugs they do will make you really dangerous, and so
Yeah.
Really violent.
Yeah. Luckily, I have 2 security features. The first of which is my bouncer, a man named Righteous. So he's
Oh my god, what is with all the...
so these are the name
circle jerking.
No, actually, so these come from an actual play podcast I listen to called Friends at the Table. Adar Rose is the other name, a character called Ibex, who has a super dope robot called Righteousness.
My face with me and Will pulling exactly the same face at the same time.
It's really cool though. But so I was like, I'm going to borrow from that. So yeah, Righteousness is a rather quiet but large man with a big shotgun and a big Bowie knife. And you don't fuck with Righteousness or Righteous. And finally, just in case things get bad, so along the bottom of the underside of the bar, there is a track around which I can roll a convenient shotgun. So if ever someone's getting fresh with me at the bar, I can just blow a hole through it and their crotch.
I imagine it's a bollock level. That's how you conduct your business.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so we're gonna cut round to pick between Izzy and Xander, because I forgot Xander's name. I'm gonna go with Izzy because Eeyore. So yeah, Izzy, tell me about Izzy and a little bit about how she ended up sort of in town, and then
See, I imagine that she hasn't been around for that long. Maybe probably the newest member of this group. Just been here for a couple of months, and before that, she lived under the protection of a water bearer who had almost like a little oasis, like a little safe haven. And she lived there for a while, and she even found something like a makeshift family. But quite quickly, people found out about her brainer skills, and so they were either really scared of her or tried to use her skills. And so she got her family into trouble. And so at some point, she was really, really sad, but she decided to leave to not get them into any more trouble. And so she was just wandering around, and at some point she just ended up in Adar's bar and hopped onto the bar like a cat, like on all fours, and looked around and then said, I think I'm gonna stay if you let me. And so she just like a stray cat, you can't get rid of her. You probably kicked her out the first few times, and then
I've got this beautiful image of like Adar wheeling around the shotgun. You jump onto the bar, and he's like, "Fuck." Okay, you can stay. Like, no one's ever done that before.
I told her to shoo the first few times, then I found her outside. I gave her a bowl of stew, and now she just keeps coming back.
Oh,
and I act annoyed, but there's always a bowl of stew waiting at the place she sits.
For fuck's sake, just back again, and
it's not entirely out of fear, just mostly.
Every time she walks in, I roll my eyes, but there's already a steaming bowl sitting at like her spot. And it's like, yeah, whatever. I totally don't keep this cat. What? No.
And
she's not mine.
And so and she does to remember how she ended up at the place where she was before. She was basically found outside the perimeters of that oasis, severely dehydrated and covered in needle sort of puncture wounds and minor burns. But she has barely any recollections of where she came from, what was going on before. She has some images of, some harmonious images of people holding her close and hugging her and laughing, but she also sometimes has this nightmares of people watching her from a dark corner of the room. And so she really likes connecting to the maelstrom because she thinks it will help her eventually to find out who she is. And also, she always feels like she's searching for something, but she she doesn't know exactly what that is. And so that gives her one more reason to read people and find out what they like and why they like it, because she thinks that maybe that way she can
discover what she likes.
She likes, yeah.
So basically, you kept it nice and light-hearted. Good. So at the end of the day, Apocalypse World is not the most light-hearted of places, which is why Eeyore fits in perfectly. Xander, tell me all about Xander.
Xander aided...
That's all we've got time for, so...
Well, the end. Xander aided Angel in his comeuppance, and in doing so, he realized that the only thing he likes almost as much as making things go boom is finding new things and making them his. So in his massive explosions around the city, he found what is now a very much literally hollowed out radio station. He has set up rudimentary communications to Angel in case other businesses need to not be businesses anymore, and to the hydroelectric pumps so he can find some work. This radio tower is located close to, but not on the river, because it turns out that all the water that comes out of the chemical miasma that is Angel's drug lab is also useful for explosions. And so it's very easy to get a job at the hydroelectric pump and skim this water off and use it.
I love it. Like, what are you going to do with all these highly volatile fumes? I can get rid of them for you.
Yeah, I will help you. This looks like it could cause a fire any minute now. Let me help you. Yeah, so he has a very rundown and very hollowed out. Like the only thing inside of it are the load-bearing walls, because he knew enough not to blow them up. And it's just full of like bits and bobs and explosions, or things that explode rather. And,
I have a surreal image of Mike as Xander driving like a milk float. Like, you know, those milkman trucks that you drive around, but just nitroglycerine instead of milk. And so,
yeah, basically.
Yeah, he's
like an ice cream truck.
Yeah, he's crazy and he likes explosions, and he has ties with Angel. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
To all unassuming parties, he just looks like a 19-year-old kid who's just surviving the apocalypse.
Yeah, exactly.
Just out here making a barter.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
just hanging out doing stuffs.
I'm doing things and stuff. So we're gonna quickly jump in now because we've had loads of time. I want everyone straight away to roll me a. He says, braining entirely, forgetting. Roll me a sharp, everyone, to get the session kicked off, because always start with a deception roll.
All right, then. And as we begin today, guys, if you're new, hit that follow button, join us. We'll be giving away live on air the Player's Handbook in about 2 hours, probably like an hour and a half or so. So stay tuned for that, and we're giving away the winner at the end of that. So stick around, guys. And what do you want me to roll? A
sharp.
So
Xander, I think you need to have just... you guys, you need to have just ones, not plus ones. Only yeah, I believe.
Yeah, I found it out yesterday.
Yeah.
So what about the minus ones then?
The minus stays there. But so that was technically
13.
Damn.
The best.
There we go.
Is that awesome?
Reroll.
Jesus.
So Josh, what happens when you roll your highlighted skills?
Cool. So when you roll a highlighted skill, you should see a experience bar. There are 5 things to tick on it. Once you have ticked all 5, you actually level up. It's as simple as that. So you get it every time you roll a highlighted stat.
Sweet.
And yeah, then you get to pick from a variety of, they're individual to everyone, but most people you can take a +1 to cool, a +1 to hard, a +1 to sharp. You can get a new move from your playbook or a completely different playbook, and then there's some more personal ones. So yeah, that's
and we can pick whatever we want from that upper part.
Yeah, there's no order to do it in.
The only thing is, if you're looking at our playbooks, you cannot pick anything on the get +1 stat. The one that says max stat +3, that and below, you can't pick till your 5th or 6th advancement, I believe. Because then you start going to do crazy things.
Yeah, it's like a second session.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Because then you can start doing things like where you open your basic moves, which is where you start breaking the game.
Indeed. So we're gonna throw out. So what did we all roll? We've got 2 13s. Damn.
Yeah, we've got 3 successes and a 6.
3 successes.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got 11. So how this game works is it's simple. 2d6. Anything 6 or below is a miss and can have either negative consequences or none at all. Between 7 and 9 is like a partial success, and anything over a 10 or plus is fucking, you did it. Well done, GG. So yeah, so we're going to start off with you guys who rolled successes are all going to hear a huge explosion. And then it's probably going to be about 5 seconds, and then you're going to hear another huge explosion.
Do we want to do, because we've not seen
Visually.
our characters yet, so do we want to kind of get the reaction shot, as it were?
Yeah, the
please?
reaction shot and sort of what you look like and where you are.
Okay.
So we'll go for you first.
Okay,
Finn.
cool. Yeah, so Adar is I think he's currently like behind his bar, cleaning out glasses. He's in the middle of a conversation with Righteous, who's like taking apart his gun on the bar and cleaning it. And yeah, we hear like the explosion. Like I like grab hold of the bar for stability. Let's go. Fucking Xander. Put the glass down and I go to walk outside. So Adar is he's black. He's like quite skinny, but like obviously quite like lean is the term for the body type. He's wearing kind of like a vintage suit. So like probably about the suit fashion of about 100 years ago from now, which he somehow found somewhere. And like his face he's bald, looks very attractive, and probably once was a very, very pretty man, except for the fact that he's got a scar right here across one eye, that I think on anyone else would look horrible, but lends him a kind of like dangerous, bad boy-ish air. Yeah. And I will I like flick a long stiletto knife off the kind of the side of the bar and into my boot as I walk out the door to go see what the hell's going on.
Edgy. Cool. So we've got another success from Xander, I do believe.
Yeah, so as Adar walks outside, you hear, "Oh, man!" And then you see Xander running up, who he's about 19. He has an oversized jacket. He has oversized pants on with knee pads. He's got his little backpack. And then he sees you and he goes, "That's not mine!"
So, yeah, Adar kind of looks at you and is like, if you're here, then that means that explosion isn't intentional.
"Yeah, that's not mine."
Then we need to be over there.
Well, I mean, that's where I'm going.
I like gesture. Lead on.
He just kind of takes up running in his trainers.
I will jog afterwards. My sensible shoes clicking on the floor.
Cool. Taking it to Will. Angel wakes up. Big explosion. 5 seconds pass. Secondary big explosion.
Cool. I sit up, and you see this probably like 30-year-old man in these kind of like leathers, which he's wearing, like pretty simple kind of leathers that he's got on at this point. And I like flick on a bedside lamp, and it kind of illuminates this guy, and he kind of puts on these like reading glasses on, so you can like see around, actually see everything. And then like I kind of bloody hell. I stand up, and as I'm in my kind of like, actually I'm in like pajamas at this point because I've been asleep, and so
pajamas.
I start walking down like out my door out into this corridor, and as I'm like walking down the corridor, these people put like little minions kind of run up and put like, different bits of clothing on me. So like some dude runs up and he puts this leather jacket on me, which whilst I'm walking and talking to these people.
It's like Iron Man suit assembling, but if it's drugged up slave.
But instead it's just poor people.
Yeah. And then like they put on like a bandolier over me. Some guy like puts a pistol on my hip. And as you're going, kind of camera pans up to his face. He's got a little bit of scraggly beard going on. And he can only see out of one eye. The other one is like milked over from something, or it's been by their birth. You guys don't know. And he's got his leather kind of jacket on. It's like a biker jacket. And for the purpose of this, I'll put the collar up because that's how he wears it. and they're very confidently walking out. And then the last thing before I like go out into the abyss is like for into the apocalypse. One of the guys like just takes off my reading glasses for me, and then I like stride on out.
You like go from like old man. You're like, oh yeah, and badass.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I replace them with sunglasses. Put them back on.
Oh, cool. Yeah, of course, sunglasses. I like the idea like they're just entirely black plastic. You can't see that. You just like it's like he's made me look cool. Yeah, so you guys are going to sort of come out, and we're going to start off with Xander and I need your names in front of me. Can you guys all quickly change your names in the Roll20 to what your character name is, just so I can put it for reference. But yeah, you've got Xander and Ada. You guys, where exactly do you head? The explosion sounds like it comes from vaguely near the river.
I'm gonna assemble outside as these guys kind of like form up around me as the rest of my kind of like crew, and I say, "All right, then, where's this problem looking at?"
I guess we kind of will arrive on that them kind of making for the intersecting, because I guess that we want the three of us all together. Yeah, so as I was like, Angel, apparently it wasn't him.
I look to
You look super dejected.
I look to Xander. I say, "Fuck! All right, then let's get this fucking problem and sort the fuck out." And I start like striding off down to the river with the guys.
Cool. Are you guys
as I'm going? There's I've got like a shotgun on my back. I can like take it off, and it's like an umbrella. It like folds out into like a walking stick, and the shotgun is just like I'm just walking along with the shotgun as my walking stick.
It's a swagger stick. I love it.
Xander is kind of like slowly shuffling his feet and kicking rocks, and he kind of hurries up towards Angel, and he looks over at you and kind of quietly says, "Hey man, you didn't like hire anyone else, right? It's just like I'm the only one in town that does."
Tell me I'm special.
I say, "You're the only one for me, fella. Don't worry."
All right, man. Thanks. You're the best.
I don't think anyone has your specific talent set, Xander. Is there anyone we should be aware of who might be
always a party?
Out to cause trouble?
Everyone who isn't in your town is potentially dangerous. I will tell you now, for this will be specifically for Angel, there are a couple of specific factions that are nearby. The one that would probably spring to mind here would be the Pyre. They're not really nearby, but they are pyromaniacs who specifically love explosions. They would rival Xandar 1,000-fold. They have like an apartment block that they live in. They just but it's like this huge apartment block, and they just love hurling grenades out at random passers-by. They're all lunatics. And yeah, so that name kind of would probably spring to mind. But yeah, you guys sort of head towards the river. Everyone roll me another sharp, actually, because this is sort of like trying to get a read on the situation.
Okay.
Sure. Read a stitch. 8.
Want me to roll? Well, I assume that Izzy's just we're sleeping in the bar. Do you want me to roll as well?
Izzy, I'll bring you in a second, because...
Yeah, you failed a roll. You're in a bad place.
So
Okay.
Xander succeeds on the second sharp.
I'm gonna go get the moves in front of me because I'll need those in a minute.
I've got it in front of me, so if you just roll me.
Yeah, no, but the moves we get to ask questions and stuff. And yeah.
So what was your success, Xander? You got a.
I don't know. You told me to roll sharp.
You rolled 11, so full success.
So I assume read a stitch.
Yeah. So the things you can ask me on a 10+. Ask me up to 3 questions. You can ask me where's my best escape route / way in / way past. Which enemy is most vulnerable to me? Which enemy is the biggest threat? What should I be on the lookout for? What's my enemy's true position, and who's in control here?
All right. So my 3 questions are: what is my enemy's true position? What should I be on the lookout for? And where's my best escape route?
Cool. Okay, so your best escape route is probably back through as many of Angel's men as possible, because they're all tough-looking guys. They're all probably high as well, I'd imagine. Like, this is it's early morning-ish. It's that sort of hour that you don't find out about until you have to get a job. And then you're like, this hour exists? I don't like it.
Are we outside the city at this point? Just for clarity, sorry.
Yeah. So I guess you guys, it's not directly like all the way up to the riverbank. There isn't a city, but yeah, I guess you'd have to kind of come out, and there's sort of almost like a no man's land that leads up to the river.
Cool.
Okay.
So into answering your 3 questions, Sander, yeah, your easiest way back, your best escape route would be back through as many of Will's men as possible to sort of like disappear through. Your enemy's true position, there are 2 smoking hydroelectric dams on the river. So you'd imagine in that general direction would be trouble. What should you be on the lookout for? Well, you're probably dealing with people who use explosives, so suspicious packages, ambushes, that sort of thing. That's what you're looking for.
Right.
What did everyone else get on that?
A partial success.
Partial
8.
success. So you can ask me one of the following. If you want me to read them again, where's my best escape route, way in, way past? Which enemy is most vulnerable to me? Which enemy is the biggest threat? What should I be on the lookout for? What's my enemy's true position? Who's in control here?
Enemy's position. That one.
Again, it's essentially you'd imagine like there's no one especially visible. But I'm going to give you something a little different here. You, instead of like, you would notice the smoking hydroelectric dams, but you're also going to notice movement across the river from you, which is unusual because it's mostly an abandoned city for sort of immediate area around you.
Okay. All right. And as we're coming across the, I look over to Xander. What do you see? There's movement across the river there.
Yeah, he looks over to you and he says, well, I see that I got a lot of work coming up.
Yeah.
Oh, you meant, well, those went boom. And so, not me.
Fuck.
So, bad guys?
Fucking fuck. As I'm like looking at the Beaufort dams, I just like start swearing, like very colourful swearing as well. It's quite imaginative. And I haven't heard that one before.
Angel.
On the bright side, I can restock all my wares. So
a couple of very drugged up guards just start like snickering as you start coming up with all these original insults. Do you have a second in command, Angel? Just out of curiosity. And if so,
no, I don't trust anyone enough.
No, you don't trust anyone.
Anyone who's been my second in command in the past has been killed.
Okay, cool.
Speaking of which, so I'm gonna wait till Angel reaches kind of a lull. There's a brief moment in a lull where Morphos XL gives us a host. Thank you.
Yeah, what's up, Morph?
And I'm just gonna straight over say, Angel, may I make a suggestion?
Yeah, what the fuck is it?
Maybe distribute your men into the surrounding area for about 5 minutes walk from here. See if they can't find anything. While Xander goes down and inspects the blast zone.
I give you a suspicious look. This sounds like you're giving me a suggestion.
Only a suggestion, Angel. Obviously, I mean nothing by it.
And I think about it for a moment. I keep eye contact for a little too long, and then I like.
Adar holds it for just the right amount of time, then looks down.
The respectful amount, yeah.
Yeah. It's just like I am a person worthy of respect, but I understand.
I send out the men and I say, Xander, get the fuck in there. You heard me, boy. Run.
But there's 2, so.
You're telling me you can't be in fucking 2 places at once? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Well, I mean, yeah.
I just kind of straight over, was like, Xander, go look at that one first.
And he doesn't have any of the the joie de vivre
Decoration.
at our hands. He just like looks you in the face, all confused. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, I could explode and then I'd be in multiple places at once, but that's not what anyone.
Yeah, he like opens his knapsack. He's got like a messenger bag, and as he opens, you can hear it like clinking around, and it sounds like glass and or metal and or other things. And he's like, "Well, I mean,
just go."
So he runs towards the whichever one's closer.
The one upriver.
I so after you. Not that one.
People start laughing and applauding Angel.
Go back at that one again.
I just turn towards Righteous and say, "Stay close, friend."
Righteous is Righteous actually a robot?
No. I mean, he might have a. I think he might have a prosthetic of some description.
He's got a prosthetic left arm, which you know for a fact folds out into a riot shield.
Prosthetic left arm. Yeah.
Hey, there's a reason I keep him around. Yeah. I think maybe I don't know. Maybe I took him in and like actually paid for that when he was about to die in a gutter someday or something. That is purely a guess and it's totally up for retconning. But
yeah, no, that's absolutely fine. There are reasons you don't want to be left dying on the streets. People disappear. People go back for wounded and don't find them.
Yes, I know. Righteous. I just tell him to keep close.
Cool. He nods. A shield folds out of his arm, and he just stands there looking miserable and aggressive.
Good. That's why I like him.
What I pay him for.
So I don't really have the chance to do this yet. But I would like.
I can't guarantee you can have it.
Yeah, no. I have a move that I want to use at some point, but doesn't quite work yet. I'll use that when I get back to town.
Okay.
Actually, no. It might amongst this bunch of psychopathic morons. So
This is a bunch of psychopathic morons.
yeah. So I'm gonna kind of like start slowly moving through Angel's men, and I'm gonna use a move I have called Fingers in Every Pie. This move says.
Oh, I bet you are.
Would use that move, wouldn't you?
Yeah. So like a light bit of flirtation here, promise of a drink there. So the move is put out the word that I want a thing. Could be a person, could be someone, could even just be a thing, and roll plus hot. On a 10+, it shows up in your establishment for you like magic. On a 7 to 9, well, you people make an effort, and everybody wants to please you, and close is close, right? On a miss, it shows up in your establishment with strings wicked attached. So I'm gonna kind of move through the group and say like and like kind of putting the lean on of like, I'm pretty sure I saw Pyro, who's supposed to be like kind of getting a bit curious and leaving town. Kindly make sure he makes his way to my bar before Angel gets a chance to tear his legs off. I'd like to have a chat with him.
Cool.
And
tearing his legs off isn't the end.
Cool.
Okay, well, I get an XP, and I don't want to see what's happened to my bar.
You failed on that pie roll.
Yeah, so on a miss, it shows up in your... So a pyro shows up in my establishment with strings wicked attached.
He's coming straight into your pie.
Yeah, indeed.
Pie backfire.
Pie backfire, all that. So, speaking of your bar, I do believe there's someone sleeping, either in or around your bar.
I'm so sorry, Izzy. I may have sent a bad man after you.
I mean,
terrible things too. I'm sorry.
Wow, character death on the first episode of a new season. A new campaign. Wow.
So before you guys, before I let Petra do absolutely anything, I will just let chat know that I did tell them all to roll a backup character. Just in case, because Apocalypse World can be violent.
Finman V2 is here, and you've got to look out for him. Welcome, Finman, to the adventure. You are a gentleman and scholar. Thanks for joining us.
Hello.
Finman V2. Lol. Okay, cool. So, Petra, tell us exactly, what's Izzy dreaming about? Is she having a good dream or a bad dream?
I think she's having a good dream. So in a far off corner of the bar, she fell asleep, and she's lying across a chair, but with her sort of on her back, and you know how cats do that. Basically, one half on the other side, one half on one side on the chair, the other on the other side, probably drooling a little bit and just twitching every now and then.
I love the idea that like maybe at the end of the night, like so, you have someone come in and like clean up, and, like, try to pick her, just like a cat. You just can't pick her up while she's asleep. She just like melts around your arm.
Irigoyen has just given £25. I believe we all get to choose between a wild magic surge or a birthday present, which is nice.
Thanks so much to Irigoyen. Says £25. I feel like PCs need some wild magic or a birthday present or something. PC choice, and there should totally be an NPC named Rogburn the Berry.
Rogburn the Berry.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Gwen.
I think we know the name of our pyro friend.
Yes.
I mean, I have the choice, so I would like not wild magic, a birthday table, please.
I'm gonna have to take your first answer.
First answer, sorry, Finn.
So roll me a wild magic.
I'm totally rolling a wild magic as well. I think they're great. Oh damn! Oh wait, no, I only have 1,000. My bad. I've sinned. 4305. I'm not sure if you'd be happy to see a pyro walking above. Probably not.
I've had enough wild magic surges screw me over, so I'm gonna play it safe this time. I'm gonna roll on that birthday table.
You're gonna roll on that birthday table.
Well,
Can I do that as well?
Okay, so we've got 2 birthday tables and 2 wild magic surges. So wild magic surges, give me those numbers.
64.
So I got 5,066.
5,066.
Thanks again, Gwen. It's good to see you back.
oh no, wait, 5,066. Oh, that's a real shame. That would have been really fun. Oh my god.
566. My one, by the way, is 4305 when you want to get to it.
Oh boy, Finn. So you target. Let me read this exactly as it comes. 5,066 says target can't bend his elbows, shoulders, wrists, or fingers.
So I experience sudden, strange lock arm.
I'm gonna say, yeah. So on this, like, have you ever experienced? Have you ever tried any of Angel's product before?
Probably not, but.
Have you tried any of my special
Well, funny thing, you remember what I said about downriver and where the chemicals go?
Yeah.
And where I might collect them from?
Indeed.
Fire makes a lot of things airborne, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna say some stuff is gonna get into the air for this. You're going to have like some serious trouble moving moving any joint above your waist. Your neck moves okay-ish, but I'm going to say for the foreseeable future, you're not in a good place right now, Finn.
Yeah,
that's going to be fun. That's possibly one of the worst I've seen so far out of all of them.
I mean, at least it's because of a drug intake, so once I get back and have a few days come down, I'll be okay.
Yeah, I'm sure nothing bad will happen between now and then. Like, you'll have to clean up your bar because there's a pyro in there. Nothing bad at all. So 405.
Man, I've been reckless.
Okay, so oddly enough, each night, target is rained on, even if no one else is.
I mean, that is perfect for this game.
What makes this extra interesting is the fact that he specified that he lives at the bottom of a building, like in the core. So somehow
it would be. So Josh, it'd be even better if this was his drug-induced hallucination. So he just thinks it's raining on him.
He's just an old man convinced there's leaks.
So I'm gonna say that for some reason, one of these explosions is going to have triggered a small leak in your room, and it's just going to rain every night, randomly throughout the night. It'll probably be like every time, like the 4th door down flushes their toilet, some of that will rain on you. It's going to be delightful. So yeah, that's a thing that now happens. So make a note of that. And then we have on the birthday table.
Does it always rain on me?
60 and a 65.
60 and a 65 out of 69. Scarred Man's Mask.
Again?
I didn't even know this was in here. That's awesome.
I had that twice on Saturday.
So who rolled 60?
Mike.
I did.
Cool. So, a terrifying mask still stained with the blood from its last wearer. As soon as the mask is worn, it binds to the wearer's face and is unable to be removed without a DC 18 strength saving throw, 1 try per day. It gives disadvantage to all charisma-based skill checks. It bubbles up a primal rage inside you and grants +4 damage on attack rolls. Cool. So as we're not playing any D&D sort of adaptable system, I'm going to say that you are going to find a mask of, I'm going to say you're going to, actually, you know what? I've got a perfect way of bringing that in. I'll get to that in a second. The other one was a 65 mysterious moonshine, a vial of liquid with an ever-changing color. 3 uses. When consumed by anyone, roll a d5.
Bitch, are you robbing my bar? I leave you in my bar because I trust you. You're my favorite, and you steal from me.
I'm sorry.
That's the best. She woke up and no one was in the bar. And she's like, I'm putting this in this and this and this. And this is how you make stew.
She wouldn't drink it because she doesn't do alcohol. She doesn't do drugs. So she would just mix it and then see who's the first person to make it drink.
You're gonna roofie people with magic alcohol.
So you've got 5 measures of this, and I've got to say it can do some very interesting stuff. It can heal you, it could blind you, it could do some very interesting. So we'll get to that random roll.
It's called the Roofie Colada.
It's a roofie colada. If you like roofie coladas. Yes. So
in the maelstrom.
You actually stumbled upon Adar's drink of choice for his guests.
Indeed. So also, I believe it was 25 for the roll. So I'm actually going to have the next non-player character that is of vague importance roll on the Wild Magic Search table for you, Aragorn. So that's going to be awesome. I'm sure nothing will go terribly wrong, but someone it already has gone terribly wrong for. Xander, as you're running towards one of these hydroelectric jams, you find a man on the floor. He's quite clearly not from around here. You'd gather that by the fact that he has some very interesting brands all over his skin. Like, we're not talking random, we're talking like almost like tribal tattoos, but branded just everywhere. It's nasty. Some of them don't look like they've healed particularly well. And lying on the floor next to him is going to be a few essentially Molotov cocktails. You'd recognize them pretty easily, and a mask that is stained with his blood. It looks like it might sort of be like a welding mask, which would be pretty handy for you.
Okay. So Molotov cocktails, which I immediately also take those, and a strange welding mask.
Indeed, which may or may not be a Scarred Man mask.
So he's going to take all those things and check them out later.
It might also be an Alias Rivera. Welcome, Alias Adventure. You are a gentleman and a scholar. Thank you for joining us.
Oh God, I hope it's not that.
That'll be a really great brand of mask, the Alias Rivera.
So what does he see around this guy? Like, are there a bunch of guys or just one lone man?
There's one lone man.
Okay.
If you want to sort of like figure out how he died, you can roll me a... I'm going to give you a choice. You can roll me a weird and fluff it that way as you try and you essentially access the psychic monster and screw with him, or you could roll me a shot.
I have a question. What moves do you have from the Savvy Head playbook?
Class moves?
Yeah.
Deep Insight and Spooky Intense.
Okay, because there's one Bone Feel, which
Yeah.
if you considered a corpse a thing, not a person, you could potentially use that on him, which, when you start doing that to people, is the funniest stuff, because you made this is a hilarious question to ask of a human being.
Nice.
And the questions that you then apply to the corpse, the human corpse, are quite funny. Like, who handled this the last time?
No, the best part is that is the Savvy Head sex move.
Oh, god.
So
Oh,
you
yeah,
get to
that's
ask
true.
questions such as
As if
who
you were a
made
thing.
this and who
Yeah.
handled this last
Yep.
of your
I do have
sexual
that written
partner.
down. Yeah.
It's so
Um,
creepy. So creepy.
So I'm going to take these 3 Molotov cocktails. I'm going to add them to my messenger bag of random things. And I'm going to take this mask and I want to like consider it for a minute and then put it on this guy's face and then use weird to try to figure out what's going on with this guy, with these tribal brands, what's happening to this person.
Cool. Okay, so I'm going to say not going to get your bonus to weird for that because it's not specifically something you can do, but I will let you roll it, and if you roll high, I'll fucking let you do it. So yeah, without any bonuses, just roll me 2d6 essentially.
So I rolled a 3. Oh, sorry, a total of 6.
6. Okay, so yeah, you can't really get a vibe off it. He's he's quite clearly dead. So whatever was going on went wrong, you'd imagine. But apart from that, you wouldn't be able
Yeah, so Xander is basically, he's put this welding mask over this guy's face and has like plopped down and sat on his chest and he's just staring at his like the glass eye and he like looks there for like a few minutes and he goes, nope, and then takes the mask and continues running towards the the blown out electro hydro pump.
Indeed. So we're gonna cut back before crazy donations came through. Izzy, what is Petra even? What is Izzy doing? She wakes up in the bar.
Like I said, she was like backwards over that chair. So how is she? Is she being woken up by a noise or anything?
You're not really sure. You just, when you wake up and you know something woke you up, but you don't know what it is because it doesn't seem to be occurring anymore.
Okay, so she will just open one eye and then the other goes slowly. It's like sitting up when you're over the chair is probably really just going to roll sidewards and awkwardly off the chair onto the table, and so it looks like everybody is gone. So she's basically sitting on the floor now, somewhere in between the table and the chair, and just trying to get a feel for the situation, what's going on. Like, why did they leave me?
You'd probably know that it was the bar wasn't currently open because there's no one around and there's no one behind the bar. It's quiet, and usually it's quite busy, quite bustly. So yeah, it's yeah. So you can assume what you'd like from that.
Well, I guess that it usually doesn't happen that she wakes up and nobody is there. That at least Ada is there, or Righteous, and that there's that she's completely alone there. And so she would just start crawling over the floor and look around.
Cool. So yeah, you look around. I'm gonna say, roll me a sharp, and I'll straight up let you know.
Jeez.
Rolling. Oh no.
Cool. Okay, so
Oh dear.
You don't notice the man burning you alive.
You are going to suddenly become aware that you are not alone. But it could be Adar, it could be someone like one of the regulars, something like that. But before they make their grandeur appearance, 640, they have a role with destiny ahead of them. And I do believe we have a named character. So what is the name of this character, just so I don't...
The name of the character is Rugburn the Berry.
Rugburn the Berry, indeed.
Yes.
Of course it is. It's Rugburn. He's all about burning stuff.
And berries.
Including the rug, and he loves some berries. He's a very insecure man, or he wakes each day clutching a small stuffed bear. He's so you are going to feel a sudden burning sensation, like literal burning, as a jet of flame is going to sort of like light you up from behind. You're going to take 2 harm minus whatever your armor is.
I have 1 armor.
Cool. Okay, so you take 1 harm.
Okay.
So, for the purposes of explaining this for the first time to chat, Finn, is your character sheet still up?
Indeed it is. I am
Cool, so-
hovering my mouse over the harm section.
Indeed. So you see the harm section there, guys, in chat. Well, that is the entirety of a player's health. One harm will reduce you from 12 o'clock, which is full health, to 3 o'clock. That counts as one harm. 2 harm is to 6 o'clock. 3 harm is to 9 o'clock. 4 harm is to the first segment of the between 9 o'clock and 12 o'clock. And essentially, you can take 6th harm, and then you are dead. So this game's quite brutal. But if you get to 6 o'clock, you are considered potentially could die.
I believe isn't it at 9 is like everything below 9 is like you'll recover with time, and then after 9 is like you need medical attention.
Yeah, pretty much. So 6 o'clock is like could be really dangerous for you. 9 o'clock is like if you don't get medical attention, it will get worse. Sort of on the hour. Acid. So yeah, that's where we are with harm. So you're going to take 1 harm as your clothes are set on fire by somebody. What do you do? How does Izzy react to that?
She will definitely scream out or cry out in pain. I mean, that's not lovely. And then, without even thinking about it, because she's caught by surprise, she will use the pain wave projector.
Oh, dang.
As this rolls over the bar and chucks this thing in the air, she does so.
No, hold on, I gotta.
It's basically a grenade, isn't it?
It is essentially a.
Yeah, it's one of my Braino gear.
It goes off like a reusable grenade, hits everyone but you. It does 1 harm AP, which essentially means you don't get any armor buffs against it whatsoever. It affects an area, it's loud, and it's high tech. So it's this thing. Describe it to me. What does it look like? Because it's your grenade. So
I would imagine that she would, due to the pain, she would first stumble forward, and then when she activates it, she clutches the sides of her head and sort of leans down a little bit forward, and then simply screeches.
Cool. Yeah. This guy drops something, and you see him like sort of collapse sideways, knocks a table over, breaks a chair, and is going to end up sort of like slumped against like a table that's now missing 2 legs, diagonally just holding his temples in immense amounts of pain. So we're going to leave that there for a second. Angel, what exactly is Angel doing? Having to sort of like, okay, he's kissing Sydney.
Noises.
Yeah, so you're standing on the banks of the river. It appears both of your dams have been attacked by something. What's the game plan here? You've got running like a madman towards one of them.
You blew it up! Damn you all to hell!
How many dudes, like soldiers or people with guns, can I assemble at short notice? Just like shouting out, like, "Everybody get in here! Everybody get in here!"
Did you take any bonuses to like gang or anything like that on your hard hold sheet, or was it all like drugs and anarchy?
Mostly drugs.
Because
I mean,
by default, your town has a gang of 40 violent people.
Indeed. So you can probably, on short notice, summon about 15. There's probably about 15 of them with you who are very angry. They don't know why they're angry. It's probably whatever is causing their system, and they've got a variety of weapons.
All right, so we're gonna charge towards the dams, like the other dam, the one which which Xander, isn't it?
Cool. What does the Maestro D do, aka Ada?
I mean, I am in horrific pain right now, as my like entire like arms are both cramping.
Yeah.
So I have like collapsed against Righteous, and I'm just like, that fucking asshole! What the hell is he keeping in those pipes? Get me back to the Queen of Hearts. I've got some things
Cool.
that'll take the hangover off a bear.
He reaches down and he like tries to as gently as possible pick you up by the top of your head. He like a huge hand just on your head, and he lifts you into the air and like folds you like a towel over his arm and just starts walking back, like parting the crowd of like lunatics running off towards.
I usually ask for dinner first.
He gives you a light spanking on the bottom as you're sort of bent over his arm. He just taps that a little bit, but he doesn't pass comment. He doesn't crack a smile. You're not sure if it was serious or not. Maybe it's just his sense of humor.
Adab chuckles. I've known righteous for a while.
You've known righteousness for a while, and this is it. This is right.
That's all right. We get along. Yeah.
Every boy needs his toys.
Indeed. Oh God. So ignoring that entirely because that's a horrific image.
Okay. So first of all, Aragorn just donated £12. PCs get whatever critical success is in this system, but they have to perform a
Esque sideways leap through the air. Harmless explosions automatically occur in the background.
Absolutely. What do you get if you do that?
Well, the equivalent of a critical success.
Critical
Critical success. Cool. Fantastic. Let's do that.
Excellent. Rubs her hands together.
Gleefully. So yeah, we're gonna get back to you in just 1 second. But Angel, you run off towards this sort of dam. Is it just like all out mob?
Yeah, we're mobbing up basically. We're gonna go mob up the place.
Cool. So you're gonna roll me plus hard to see sort of how your gang move out.
Problem.
And while you roll
10.
that,
Damn.
that's fast. So just so you guys in chat know, for a hard holder, every time he sort of commands his gang, he has to roll plus hard. If he fucks up for any reason, if he rolls a 6 or below, the rule is that the gang try and give him up to the enemy. So it sounds like you get a lot of cool stuff with the hard holder, but it comes at a heck of a price. So on a 10, your gang of lunatics outpace you. They're going like all out through the front door. They sort of like reach sort of like the maintenance hatch. It comes off its hinges and they charge in. You hear gunfire from inside immediately. Whether or not they found anything is one matter.
Yeah.
They're shooting, and that's what counts. So yeah, you are gonna sort of move up. When you arrive, there are no bodies. There are bullet holes in the wall, but it doesn't seem to have been. There's nothing sort of like immediately. You'd have to investigate the rest of the dam to figure out what happened and where.
Now, did Angel go to the other dam?
Shot the wall.
Yeah, indeed. Just the guy who's just like he's just written Earl like in bullet holes on the wall, and everyone else is like, oh, what? My name is Earl. Kill me now. So yeah, Xander, you arrive a little bit ahead of the other guys at the other dam. The door is, as you'd expect, sort of like closed. Yeah, it's sort of vaguely locked up in a sort of like got a lot of sort of don't like keep out violators. Trespassers will be shot. Violators will be shot again. All that business. But I imagine
The trespassers then
probably
will
get
be.
in pretty quickly.
Yeah, so, I mean, there was obviously an explosion from here. I see smoke coming out of the building. Is there a lot of said smoke? Is there a visible hole? Can I see where people may have gotten in?
No, it doesn't appear to be. It appears to be coming out through like vents. It looks like it's eternal.
Okay. Are there windows on the exterior that I can look in to see?
No, it's like a concrete structure with like it's got like vents, but apart from that, there's no like light from the outside.
Okay, so Xander reaches into his he looks around real quick, and then he reaches into his bag and he pulls out what look like 2 makeshift grenades. Except attached to each of the pins is a small string that ties them both together, to which he puts in his mouth and then kicks the door open, holding this string that's attached to the 2 pins in his mouth. He kicks the door open and waits to see what happens.
Cool. The door slams open. There is a dark room on the other side. The power is off.
Oh, so he kind of kicks the door and excited and wide-eyed. And
Yes!
Room.
Oh.
Yeah, and he just kind of like lets it go and then puts it back in the bag. And he says, "No, that would have been a lot cooler if anyone was there." Well, okay. And he just like wanders in.
Yeah, like every door he gets to, just
Yeah. Looks around to make sure, and then he does it again.
Indeed. So we're going to cut back to Izzy. There is like a detonation of pure sound. It's horrific. And there is now a man, you notice he's got some pretty sweet brands all over his skin, slumped against the table. He's got a backpack on of some sort, like this huge metal backpack strapped up to him, and this huge tube attached to one of his arms. He's quite a slight kind of fellow. And yeah, he's just crumpled against this broken table.
You said he dropped something?
Yeah, he appears to have dropped like something appears to have fallen off this tube that he's holding.
Hmm. Hmm.
Hmm.
Okay, let me think. Yeah, she's trying to get to whatever he dropped, hoping that it will enable him to burn her again. And while she's doing that, she's whining like ow 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 ow, because like moving like it hurts like crazy. Yeah. Moving just makes it even worse.
Oh yeah, it's like the worst sunburn you can possibly.
So she's screeching and pain as she basically goes and tries to get to whatever he dropped.
I'm gonna say you can just make it. You don't need to make me a roll or anything like that, because this guy is incapacitated. Fuck, like that's a nasty thing you just dropped on him. So you find what is essentially a flip lighter, like a clip open, like a Zippo sort of deal. Where it's come from, you wouldn't know immediately, but yeah, you find that on the floor. And this guy's like trying desperately, like it's really difficult because his arm with the tube strapped to it doesn't bend very well, so he can't quite cover his right ear, and he's just howling. His eyes are open, he can see you, you can see him.
It's pretty intense.
Indeed.
She will she considers trying to run out. So basically he is in the process of regaining his senses.
Maybe yeah. You can roll me a sharp to sort of like read him if you want, but like it's hard to tell at the moment. It's a pain wave generator. He could be particularly susceptible, or maybe he's actually quite resilient. You don't know.
No, fuck it. She's gonna sort of kneel on his arm, like that has the tube, so that to disable him from using the burning thingy again. And then I'd like to. He's gonna use direct brain whisper projection, which allows me to go aggro without going aggro, so I can roll weird.
I was about to say roll me some aggro, but cool, you roll me weird instead. That's another cool thing for you guys in chat whilst Petra rolls her weird. A lot of different character sheets understand that maybe you're not the best at hard rolls or cool rolls.
I go home.
Petra, damn!
Nailed it.
Honestly,
double ones.
This is the third. This can't be normal. I think I have to refresh roll 20 or something. This is the third miss in a row.
You evidently haven't been paying sufficient dues to roll 20.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give you a devil's bargain here. You can either successfully restrain him, but you are both going to be get covered in whatever comes out of this tube, or you don't manage to restrain him, but you manage to stay out of sort of like range of whatever this is. Either way, he looks like he's recovering.
Seriously, guys, we're not doing phrasing anymore.
Yeah, seriously, guys. Shut up, sir.
Covered in whatever is coming out of his tube. Really?
Indeed.
No, she's getting out of range.
getting out of range. Cool. So like he like stands up and he's going to turn to you and pull like a makeshift trigger. It's quite clearly this thing is like not specific. It's a bodge job. He pulls a makeshift trigger and a stream of liquid is going to come out for a second, and he looks down and
this never happens, guys. Honestly.
And he's gonna just look like very confused for a second. You would smell like
it's okay, don't worry about it. I won't tell anybody.
Here's a small thing. As I was reminded, the rules actually specifically for Oh wait, no, never mind. Looking at the wrong move. Gonna get fucked up.
Specifically for tube pumping.
there is a specific move.
Page 17 here says.
It's for deep. If you miss a deep brain scan, you basically just deal 1 damage to the person for no reason at all, and they just start screaming again. But that's deep brain scan, not direct brain whisper projection.
Yeah, it's so essentially if you try and read someone's mind, you can also choose to do something else. But if you fuck it up, you just hurt them. Because you're just like, let me open your brain and see what's inside with my mind, and it's horrific. So yeah, you're going to like get a foul jet of what is essentially you'd smell to be like gasoline or something like that, which sort of splashes around you, and then he just stops, looks at it confused, and then looks up worried at you. Yeah, I'm done. And he leaves.
Wait, he what?
No, he doesn't. No, but yeah, he just like looks like very confused and just sort of.
Is this? Hold on. If I were to throw a knife, I would have to roll hard, right?
Yes, indeed.
Then I'm not going to do that. Because I have a -2 at hard.
Oh, Petra, your rolls have been fine. I'm sure you'll do fine.
So with the what's it called, pain-wave projector, it says it's reloadable. Is there a specific time in between, or could I just use it again?
I'm going to say it's going to take a little while, maybe a couple of minutes before you can use that again.
Then she simply tries to get out of there, run out of there. At the
Cool.
chance of being hit.
He's going to try and stop you from leaving. So roll me plus cool as you essentially just go fuck this shit and leave through the nearest possible exit, because he's going to try and like intervene.
Okay, hold on. What is that? It says here no attribute was found for. Also, seriously now, this is the 4th time rolling a 1. Like, is that normal? Like, is that statistic?
No, but you've rolled. The last one was 2 1s, and then this one was a 1 and a 4. So it's putting your pluses in. So you're just terrible, Petra.
Turns out you're just the worst.
You just suck.
That one didn't put a plus in. I mean, it's still 6, but it doesn't seem to have.
That one missed a plus for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Weird. But still, it would only be a 6. So. Just a quick thing, Josh.
Indeed.
Unfortunately, you failed every roll, so this probably isn't going to be any time useful. But me and Righteous are on our way, so you know.
Also,
keep you posted.
Literally, you do have a nat 20 like crit success from.
All you've got to do is dive through the air, whilst doing something badass. Remember, and you automatically succeed, or whatever you need to do.
Adar does keep spring-loaded cages of doves in the bar.
Indeed, just in case for this exact moment, if you need to make a quick exit. We're going to cut back to Angel, just out of curiosity. See what he does in your very dark inside interior.
There's no one inside here, but there's different levels to it, right?
Yeah, there's multiple levels.
Yeah.
There's like fucking huge turbines down below and stuff
All
like
right,
that.
so I send the angry men down, and I'm gonna run along with them as well. So like, fucking let's fucking go. As we're like running around here looking for, I saw movement on the other side of the river, so I'm assuming
Yeah.
folks around here.
So I'm going to say, like, because you've got a gang with you, you running around for a while, maybe a couple of minutes. It's not the widest of rivers, so it won't take you too long. But like, there's multiple levels. A couple of boys find you, and they're just like, "Oi, Angel! I found the big
What do you fucking find?
with fucking hole in the thing that goes
Are you
round."
high? And I grab him. I'm like, is this guy high? He's like, I found his hole.
He's like got lockjaw. He's just like, yeah, he found it's in a hole in a fucking.
Where the fuck is his hole?
He takes you down. There's any points, and basically there's a huge hole in one of the the main turbines. It's just been blown apart.
That might be the hole.
He looks at you curious, like, might it? Really?
So it's completely blown up. Is there anyone around it? Is there anyone near here?
I'm gonna someone's gonna find there's a guy who quite clearly wasn't far enough away from it. There's a couple of dead guys who you would recognize from, or maybe you wouldn't as Angel. There's a couple of your dead workers in here who were caught up in the blast. But that specifically, there's someone who stands out. He's got these weird branding marks all over his skin. He's wearing essentially a lot of bandages and like a mask of some sort. That's just been he's got a shrapnel piece from the end from the turbine, and it goes through the back of his skull and out of his face and has sheared his mask in half. He's dead, you would assume. His whole head appears to be in her too. So
okay. Someone clearly this fucking mess up. Now, what the fuck are these guys that blew up my fucking dam? We're gonna fan out, lads, fan out, as we're gonna try and hunt down anyone who might be responsible for blowing this up.
Cool. Roll me a sharp.
Sure. Sharp is 9. Succeeds partially.
Cool. On a 9, I'm gonna say you hear gunshots. Specifically, they're coming from the opposite side of the dam, so the side of the dam that's furthest from town. And people start running in that direction, guns loaded and stuff like that.
Sorry, I'm gonna rush straight towards that sound, rallying as many people towards the gunshots as possible.
Cool. I'll
be shouting things 20 answer chokes for the person who shoots the first guy, and giving them extra incentives drug-wise to kill these people.
The cool thing about being a heart holder is you can actually do that. There's a sign called a barter move, and if you want to do something, I'll read out the specific rules for it right now. But I'm going to count this. When you give something worth 1 barter to someone with strings attached, it counts as manipulating them and hitting a 10+, no roll required. So 1 barter, for those of you in chat who don't know, barter is just essentially is the gold, and 1 barter is enough to let you live for a week. It will cover your really.
Is it a week or a month?
Bare bones living accommodation for a week. So you offer up some reward, and people fucking eat that shit up. It's probably drugs, and they're just I love drugs, and they drugs, me too. Oh, brilliant! And they just run out.
We all have so much in common.
I know. We should hang out.
Do you like drugs? I love drugs.
Me too.
I'm gonna say
I had 50s ads for
exactly. Do you like smoking? I love smoking too. Look at this guy. Look how fashionable he looks. I'm gonna say you're gonna see a couple of your boys chasing someone down the corridor. They all appeared this is your opportunity if you want to John Woo it. He pulls open the door and he goes to exit on the other side of the room.
I launch myself improbably into the air as with a roll I fly up into the air, and
you crowd surf. Your gang just help you.
Wait. You pole vault using your shotgun, flip in the air, and like drop it down into firing position.
And then I'm gonna have like the gun. I'm gonna land in a place where my gun is to his like directly to his face, so he can't like stops like that. Using my critical success from Good Gun.
Cool. So, in true cinematic style, like you jump, you flip, you surf across the crowd simultaneously, you shoot, and this guy is going to, like, he's got the door open and he's in front of the door. There's light coming from inside, and he explodes from the chest cavity. Blood goes everywhere, and there's like a misty outline.
Oh wait, did I shoot him?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't want to shoot the dude.
Oh, cool. What did you want to do?
I wanted to keep him alive. I just want to have like the gun to his head so like he can't move, basically.
Oh, right. Okay. Cool.
You pulled the trigger. Wait, what?
By the way,
sorry. Yeah.
Thank you, Dweezil, for the follow.
All right. Thanks so much to Dweezil for following. Welcome to the event, my friend. You're a gentleman and a scholar. But no, I basically just want to like have it to his head so I can like question him. And then I'll shoot his foot, like down into his foot, and then with one smooth move, I like twizzle the shotgun walking stick, and it goes back onto my back. And then like as the guys surround him and like weapons and.
Cool. Yeah, he's then like he goes to leave, and like you land in front of him, and he goes to like it's probably like you land with like the walking stick in the downwards position. He goes to swing a punch, and you just casually move it over his foot and pull the trigger. His foot disappears. Like he has an ankle now, but nothing below that, and he just drops like a messenger bag he's carrying, just falls off him, and he just goes down screaming,
Nice.
and he's probably beaten unconscious by the men.
I'm gonna as he's beaten. We're gonna bring him round with a sniff of choke because it's just asbestos. And so he's like, "Whoa, what's that smell?" I bring the dude back up. I bring him up, and I say. Now what the fuck?
What
the fuck are you doing? I'm becoming more and more piratey. I'm liking it. What the fuck are you doing? No, I say, what are you doing in my fucking hydro pump vault thing? You twat.
Yet. Cool. We're going to cut there to Xander, who is having a slightly less exciting time in the other dam. Opening a door, most likely. You're going to hear movement around. Specifically, like you're going to find one of the workers from this place who has been hit by some sort of shrapnel, but is still breathing. Is very, very injured and most likely will die because medicine is not something that. I mean, he can drug you, but he won't. The drugs won't make you better. That's very much Angel's sort of like methodology. So yeah, he's currently laying slumped against like a pipe with a piece of almost like rebar embedded through his stomach, and he just looks up at you desperately.
So Xander kind of like runs over there haphazardly, like clinking and jingling in his bag. And he like slides to a halt in front of this guy, and he's like, "Hey, man, what happened?"
This guy like tries to speak at first, and just blood comes out of his mouth, and then he like coughs up a bit, and he just says, "I don't know. It was a guy, and I asked him if he worked here. I didn't know him. I thought he was new. They told me to show the new guy around, and then I turned around and." He was leaving a bag hung up against one of the turbines, and I went to have a look at it, and there was a white light, and I don't feel so great. And like this guy's face has half come off. He's just like bone jaw and stuff like that. He's got no eyebrows. His hair's gone. He's not looking great.
So Xander's only half looking at him, or half listening to him because he's looking at the pole that's coming out of his abdomen.
Yeah.
And he kind of like, bing! And he flicks and he goes, "Wow, that's really in there." So anyway, the bag, what'd that look like?
He's gone very quiet.
Seriously though, like literally, you're gonna die any minute now. So really, anything you could help with.
The guy just slumps sideways as whatever you just did might have killed him.
I hate most people. And he gets up and he just keeps going on through the door, through the next set of doors.
You have a piece of rebar embedded for you. I'm just gonna slap it.
Yeah. That's really in there.
Yeah, that's like really in there.
All the way in.
Oh wow! There's no way you're getting this out.
Yeah.
You really managed to get this stuck in here, didn't you?
Yeah. You're super gonna die. Like there's 100%.
You are so fucked.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Also,
Yeah,
it's
so
on
he
the
just sees
hour.
that he's like, yeah, anyway, all right, well. And he carries on.
Well, so seeing as it's on the hour, I remind you guys, if you're new, there's just 1 hour left until the Player's Handbook giveaway finishes. We'll announce the winner at the end of this live stream here. And of course, if you're new, just hit that follow button and join us. We're here all the time playing Apocalyptic World today, but the rest of the time we're usually playing D&D 5th edition, occasionally a bit of Numenera as well. So do join us if you haven't already.
Yeah, so if this is where the guy died, he's going to assume that the bomb went off around here, and he's going to look for residue or whatever powders.
Cool. So looking for sort of like the place where the bomb went off, you know, there are some cupboards, like storage lockers, stuff like that. There's also a turbine with a great big hole in it. There's some more like overall racks and stuff like that. It's probably where the hole is.
You think where the hole is?
I mean,
Okay.
I mean, it's either that or those suspicious-looking overalls that are hung up. I mean, I would never trust overalls.
Right? So, yeah, he's going to look at the hole.
Yeah, there's a hole.
So what is it? Is there like, can he like tell what kind of residue this was? Like what this bomb was made out of? What the, you know.
Cool. Essentially, it looks like it's, I'm going to say, roll me a weird, because this is your sort of jam. This is you trying to figure out explosives. And you know explosives.
10.
10. On a 10, you know exactly what kind of explosives. This is some old school, essentially nitroglycerine, possibly dynamite, that sort of like.
So there's like sawdust and nitroglycerin or glycemic acid.
Yeah, it's like it was either like in liquid form or in dynamite form, but it's. Finn, are you
Hi,
okay?
yes. I'd like to say thank you for the £2.50 from Fraser, I believe it's Fraser Simmons in the chat. Oh, a Canadian soy sauce in the chat. Just for proper MCing props.
Oh, cool. Thank you very much. Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna say throw some cool stuff at. Yeah, so I'm gonna say like
Petra could do with a success.
maybe you want to give Petra a success. She hasn't had a single success, even a partial success so far. So you know, tell us what you want to do with that 250, because you know I'd like to give back to the people, but I like to take away from my players. So you know, it's either way. So yeah, there's going to be sort of like there's wreckage around it, but yeah, this is like nitroglycerine and explosions. And on that moment, as you're sort of examining all this stuff, roll me plus cool as you get shot at by someone. So this will be under fire.
9.
On a 9, cool. Okay, so I'm gonna say you can. I'll give you a devil's bargain. You can get caught out in the open, or you can make it to cover but take a hit.
Xander, I thought you had the move that let you.
Oh, I do. You're right.
Yeah. So
I have instead of rolling cool, I roll weird when I'm under fire.
That's a 12.
Ooh, okay, you know, in which case on a 12, like I'm gonna say you can just take cover immediately. Like you can either climb into the turbine.
Yeah, I jump directly into the turbine.
You just like straight for the hole. You're just like
Like I jump through, and as I'm jumping through, I pull out 2 of the Molotov cocktails, and I'm just
absolutely, yeah. You know, it's what you do automatically.
Why not?
Explosives. You know what?
Yeah. What's the point of learning how to dodge roll if you can't use it properly?
It's that beautiful moment of just like you brought guns to a bomb fight. This is definitely a bomb fight. So yeah, we're gonna cut back to
At Nazi Germany.
Indeed. So Adar is gonna sort of come to within earshot of the bar at this point. Petra, Izzy has been sort of grabbed from behind, but it's not a particularly great grab because this guy's still got this huge unwieldy pack on, and he just sort of says like, "No, don't tell anyone I'm here, please." And he's just there hugging you from behind.
I guess the pain wave has not yet reloaded.
No, not yet.
Then I'm Okay, instead of, would you say this lovely embrace from behind would count as physical intimacy?
Are you muted, Josh?
I mean, I can try to reach up with whatever I'm wearing the glove and just.
I was gonna say, if you're wearing your violation glove, outs.
Oh, a success, Canadian soy sauce. Give her a success.
Okay, cool. So on a success, you get intimately in touch with this particular individual. Oh god, I've got to write his name down. It's
Whatever that insane donation was.
it's I've got to Will
Rugburn the berry.
Rugburn the berry.
Rugburn
I could only forget.
the berry. How could I possibly forget that?
The violation glove.
I know, right?
I put on my violation glove just so.
Yeah.
Welcome to Brainers. By the way, Josh, did you say I was in range? Like I could sense this in some way?
You're gonna hear whatever this is.
Okay. I would also then like to read a charge situation because there's a man armed with gasoline in my bar.
You're not in the bar yet, just so you know. So this will be entirely on.
Preparing to roll that then.
Don't let me put on my violation glove again, okay?
Indeed. Okay. So what does Petra? What does a violation look like?
It looks pretty simple, actually. It's just a very simple style
Blue
glove.
latex glove.
No, it's not a latex glove. It's made of a kind of grayish cloth and maybe with some stitchings to it. And there's some heavy breathing going on there.
Sorry.
Violation gloves.
And it's actually just made from two pieces, so she can alternately wear it on both hands because she's biting her nails, and at some point one side of her hand is bloody, so she will have to put it on the other so she can.
I love the detail of that. It's just like they have to be ambidextrous because I bite the fuck out of my
Yeah,
nail.
because as I was trying to get into character, I was like, no, wait, what if I'm wearing the gloves and I can't bite it? So.
Damn, son. Apocalypse world problems. How do you deal with a violation glove?
I feel when you can't bite into the violation glove.
And I can actually imagine that it has almost like.
Close your eyes and bite the violation glove.
Oh god.
Or enjoy it. You never know.
I don't know why I hang out with you people.
You do entirely.
By choice.
You do it. It's this
Enjoying
right
it.
here. This is why.
This is the gravy. This is
No
why
glove, no violation, bro.
No glove, indeed.
Hands up, don't violate.
Cool. Okay, so yeah, what do you do with it? Sorry, because brain.
Hold on, I can actually.
And remember, this is an automatic success, and you still get a John Woo diving through the air automatic success as well. So don't worry.
Oh, I completely missed that then. Thank you for whoever enabled that. I'm gonna post a description of deep brain scan so that I'm sorry, I don't know, I forgot that the never mind. I thought the description would be posted as well, but it's not. Okay, so basically what it does, when I have time and physical intimacy with someone, I have the glove, so it's automatically intimate. You can read them or the subject more deeply than normal. And on a 10 or plus or better, I have hold threes, and which that allows me to ask 3 questions to the DM, the MC,
about their characters. So the three questions you get to ask are: what was your character's lowest moment? What does your character crave forgiveness for, and of whom? What are your character's secret pains? And in what ways are your character's mind and soul vulnerable?
And that last question very much interests me right now.
Okay, cool. You actually get to ask 3 of them. So I'll start off with that because that could influence your other decisions. How is he vulnerable? He's very insecure about he's very insecure of himself. He doesn't, he's not very confident. It's all of a sod.
Violation glove.
Yeah, indeed.
And also, thanks so much to Fraser Simons. Thanks so much to Canadian Soy Sauce, who pledged $1 on the Patreon. Thank you very much. Let's give Canadian Soy Sauce that Patreon fist bump. Everybody, Mike. There we go. Aren't you all right now, Mike? Good look happy. Thank you very much, my friend.
Yeah, so he's a very insecure person who specifically like he's not got a lot of confidence. It's something to do with the name. Rugburn the Berry is not sort of the lady killer name that you want to be born with.
And then the second question would be, what are your character's secret pains?
Secret pains. Specifically, he hates his job, which he appears to be doing right now.
Very interesting.
Last question can be, what is your character's lowest one?
I'd just like to point out again that those questions, like your secret pains, how your soul is run, these are the things the brainer finds out about you when they like sleep next to you in like intimacy.
Yeah,
it's horrifying.
It's terrible. I'll also let you like phrase a vague question towards me. If it's really specific, it will cost you like several hold. But like if you want to just ask me one that's slightly out of context,
I usually ask those questions before I sleep with someone. So.
I mean, you know.
So, my name's Will. How is your soul vulnerable?
Like, you know.
That's how I get them, guys.
Yeah, indeed. There's so much Moldark in you.
Yes.
I go with the forgiveness question. What does your character crave forgiveness, and of whom?
Right now, burning you, and he craves forgiveness from you.
Okay. Do I still get to react, or would that be sort of the next round? Like, is he?
I'm going to say right now, like he's trying to do. He's not actually trying to hurt you. He's just holding you for dear life, trying to stop you from running.
Okay. So after I find out or get this information, is he actually stops struggling and just stands there?
If you have stopped sort of struggling, he will stop struggling. Like as long as you're not trying to get out, his only objective is to hold you in place.
Yeah, she stops and she actually says, "Could you move back a little bit from me? My back hurts really, really, really bad."
He I just love it. Like he like tries to like he basically loosely like holds you, so he's not actually like in contact with you. Maybe his arms are just pressed against your shoulders slightly, but he's just like, is that okay? Are you okay?
Yes, that's better. And she actually turns around a little bit, not completely, not to, but so that she can look at him, and he looks at him from below and says, "Are you okay?"
Yes. I mean, are you okay? How are you? Everything good?
Well, my back hurts really a lot, but otherwise, I guess.
You should put some ice on that. That it hurts.
Oh, that's a good idea, actually.
He lets go of you as if he's forgotten that he's holding you, and he's like, "There's some ice behind the bar."
Okay, you just wait here. I'll be right back with you. I go and get some ice. Yes.
As you go to like walk away, there's going to be a rival as. Oh god, for like the millionth time I've forgotten what's your bodyguard?
Oh, Righteous. Adar and Righteous arrive. I mean, yeah, I arrive on the I don't know who you are to be offering things from behind my bar, fella, but you best have a good reason for why it smells charred in here.
Yeah.
I like, from like still kind of being fireman's lifted on a prosthetic arm, I like wave at Izzy. It's like, Izzy?
You can't wave.
Oh yeah, no, I can't wave. I like, yeah, no, my arms are hanging down. I like, Izzy, I see you've been keeping the place well.
I tried my best.
Okay, so as like you say all this, he's going to turn and pull the trigger on this thing, and you're going to have a gout of essentially petrol just fire at you, and then immediately stop as he remembers that it doesn't work anymore.
So like guess it like
I'm gonna say,
hits.
like none of it hits you. It just hits Righteous, and Righteous just looks at you as if like.
Does it hit Righteous, or does like Righteous's shield get it?
No, it splashes on his boots, and he just looks at you like, I can pull his arms off, right?
I mean, he's probably already got a shotgun leveled at this dude. We don't know him. It's like,
And then Izzy will go, no, wait, he doesn't mean to. He's not bad. He feels really bad about what he did.
This guy's like nodding frantically. So Righteous isn't wielding a shotgun. Righteous is wielding what essentially was a street sign pole. It's just got a hefty bit of concrete left on it on the end, and that's his that's his hammer.
are you turning my bodyguard into a super mutant? Because I'm kind of okay with this. Yeah,
I mean, why not?
Righteous, put me at the table. Is he?
Are you okay, boss?
I'll be all right in a minute. Is he? Brown bottle, labeled Jack Daniels. That in a glass, please, hun.
He puts you like at a table, and you just like slump forward, and your face is on the table, and you're gonna have to use some serious abdominal muscles to pull yourself up because you have no arms at the moment.
I mean, I literally have a move called "You Call This Hot."
Yeah, cool.
So I will. Essentially, it allows me to use hot instead of cool to act under fire, and the fire is that I don't look awesome.
Fuck it, you know what? I'll let you roll it. Why not? Just roll me plus hot, and let's see.
I succeed partially.
Cool. So I'm gonna say like you would look really cool, but like you're very conscious you need to straighten out your clothes slightly. Like your suit jacket, it's slightly wonky, and like one of the shoulders is slightly off, but you can't straighten it, and you're like casually leaning, but you just like.
I think it's a part of it definitely could be so I can straighten up, like move my arms into like I guess I can't move my arms at all, but like I have to ask Izzy to like actually basically feed me a bit of the drink. So I guess I'll allow the partial success of you're wearing a violation glove. You have a chance to touch me. If you want to use the move, that's your opening.
It just occurred to me when you talked about clothing. I haven't described Izzy yet.
Oh yes, that's true.
So as she's bringing over the drink, she's still hunched over a little bit because her like straightening hurts more than hunched over. So she's medium height, quite pale. She looks still quite young. She looks like she's in her early 20s. She's got a mohawk, usually dyed blue or purplish, but she's got bangs and then two longer strands at the temple area. And she has, strangely enough, she wears formal wear, like really spiffy, neat-looking, like dress pants that are tightly fitted, and a dress shirt with a high collar, and then a striped pinstripe vest and a necktie, which she usually doesn't wear. So the question is, where did she get that from? And then she has, as a one armor piece, she has a well-padded leather jacket. And to finish that up, really old, ragged biker boots.
Fair.
And really smart attire, and then just leather jacket and boots because and a dyed mohawk.
Yeah. So so I guess we get this moment of you like bringing the glass over, and like I kind of go, could you? And yeah, if you want to use that move, I put that power entirely in your hands.
Would you try and read him?
Actually, let me quickly see what the questions again are for just normal person reading, not for the deep brain scan.
I tell you what I'll do is I'll
because I got that 7, so you get a chance to touch me. So you feasibly could deep brain scan me if you wanted to. That was.
I'll let you sort of like figure out if you do, and if so, what questions you ask. Meanwhile, I'm going to cut back to there is a man. He's missing a foot. He's just been beaten into a pulp and brought round by forcibly taking asbestos, and he is now tied to a chair. And I'm going to say like the guys have literally like got the chair and they've leant it against the banister on like the 3rd floor, and they're now holding him essentially like over the banister, and they're just like, he's ready to talk, boss. He's feeling really chatty suddenly.
Oh, is he now?
What the fuck?
Suddenly he's a pirate.
Glenn said, "Can I do a Barbosa with Warwick Davis with Jason Statham?" This is what I'm going for.
Right, okay.
I'm so glad this is a thing.
You got a Warwick starting here, and then you gotta go a bit more piratey into an hour like this. So, great. Then you're gonna tell me
And
everything.
then add some Cockney in there.
Add a bit Cockney into that as well.
Thank you, Irigoyen, for the £10 achievement get Captain Wilwick Barbosa.
There we go. Thanks so much, Glenn.
That's a thing. That's a thing, apparently. That's...
It is. So you're gonna tell me everything, or else.
He's just like, or else what? And then like one of them genuinely just like throws. He's like, "Fuck this," and he just lets go. And then the other guy's now like holding him precariously over the edge. And he's just like, point taken, point taken, point taken. He's like, he says, "Look, we were just paid to deliver some bombs and blow up your dams. That's all I was told."
Yeah, and who was gonna pay you for that then? Might I ask?
I don't know. I don't do the deals. Okay, I don't do.
Well, who does do these deals?
I can't tell you. I can't tell you that information because if I do, they'll. And then he like looks at the drop and he's like, "They'll do this," but then roll me a plus hard and let's see how. No, I'm going to say a plus hot.
Hey, I'm pretty hot. It's cool. 9. I haven't failed yet.
Indeed. Cool. I'm going to say. I'm going to give you a choice here. He's either going to be very talkative for a second, and then one of your crackhead guards is going to let him drop to his death, and you'll find out something interesting, but at a cost. Or he's not so talkative, but he doesn't die immediately.
Talkative for a bit.
Talkative for a bit, as in like, and then falls to his death.
Yeah.
Cool. He just says, "Well, it's not up to me. Like it's up to everyone at the pyre. You know, they come up with this. Oh shit!" and just falls. And your chair is ruined. You need a new chair, bro.
Yeah. I looked at who wrote my chair.
The guy just looks really apologetic. There's like leather seat on it, and he's.
I'm gonna need a whole bushel of chairs.
Yeah, he looks.
Oh, chairs.
Sheer terror just envelops this man as like a bunch of other people like lean over him. And he's just like.
I like to imagine that the word bushel has been forgotten.
Yeah.
But Angel watched a pirate movie and has just started using odd words out of context.
You have the last copy of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
We named the robot Jack.
Yeah, exactly. No one else knows. Yeah. So
what was the exact sentence he said there?
he said, "It's up to whoever runs. You know, it's up to everyone at the pyre." The pyre specifically would be a bunch of psychopathic lunatics who own a lot of explosives. Apparently, they've been hired to do.
Okay.
And also, you need to hire a cleaner.
Clearly.
Cool. We're going to cut to Xander. Xander, you essentially were shot at. You have no idea where you were shot at from. It hit near you on the floor, and now you're in a hole in a turbine.
Mm-hmm. That sounds about right.
That's about right. Yeah, indeed.
Yeah. 360 no scope. He just throws both of those Molotov cocktails right out of the hole.
Cool. I spoke to you about this. We're going to give you some bonuses to this because these are sort of like when it comes to explosives, you're not good at much fighting wise, but explosives are sort of your jam. So, yeah, roll me a hard, and I'll give you a slight bonus to that post roll.
Right. Well, I have a -1 to hard. So.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to say you can either I'll give you the opportunity. Either hold your throw and don't make it now, and they potentially gain ground on you, or throw one in and one out.
I'll hold both of them.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like to be on fire or explode. I like when other people do it a lot.
Indeed. I mean, you were told by the boss to be in multiple places at once. This seems like the perfect way to do it. But
yeah,
if you're gonna be bad about it, and not gonna get that promotion, so yeah, Xander just sort of like crouched, holding explosives, both pins in teeth or like attached to string in teeth, just ready to light up whatever comes through that hole. You hear like a very slight at first metallic tapping sound as something starts tapping, something metal on metal starts rapping, almost like someone knocking at a door on the outside of the turbine. The turbine? The turbine.
The turbine.
We're in a giant turbine. No wonder these engines were. No wonder these dams weren't particularly efficient. They have no turbines.
Why were we just using turbines the whole time for my turbines?
So
Angel's so angry about this. He has no idea what's going on.
Just one giant turbine, we're just turning around.
Just around and around.
I knew there was a reason they went up in smoke pretty quickly.
So, not used to dealing with the people he blows up directly. He's now inside like this hollowed out turbine, and he's holding like 2 bottles of liquid that are both on fire and slowly burning down. And he can hear this like tapping noise, and he just kind of like peeks out of the hole a little bit, and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing?"
You hear like a little snuckle. Snuckle. So why can I not speak anymore? You hear a little chuckle. It's like there's a snort in there as well, so it's a snuckle.
Snuckle, yeah.
And there's going to be like a sudden loud clang as something punches a hole through the casing of this turbine. That's about all the response you get.
Snuckle down
What does this thing look like as it punctures the turbine?
I mean, it looks like it could potentially be a very big piece of metal, like a spike of some sort.
Okay. Can I kind of see where it came from?
From outside the turbine.
Thanks, Josh.
Specifically, it's to your right.
Okay.
About a meter away.
So, so he crouches down below the hole and just sticks one whole hand out with the Molotov and throws it that way.
Cool. Again, roll me plus hard. And you are throwing this one, like it or not. Cool.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So you throw this, and there is no breaking of glass. You don't hear anything.
So it just drops and clanks and rolls?
No. You throw it, you don't hear anything.
Okay. Yeah, I guess he's just going to switch hands and throw the other one.
Cool. Okay, I'll let you make a fresh roll for that because you're doing pretty poorly.
And thanks so much to Riggsy for following. Welcome to the adventure, Riggsy. You're a gentleman and a scholar, sir. Thanks for joining us, buddy.
Another fail. Bear in mind, I do have a -1, so.
Indeed. Well, no, I'm giving you a slight bonus to rolls with explosives like that, but still not great. So what's going to happen is you throw the second one, you hear it. This one definitely smashes, and you hear a scream. But at the same time, your first Molotov comes back, and it's going to hit like right on the edge of the hole and break, and half of it pours outside, half of it pours over you, and you're going to take some damage there. So you're going to take 2 harm. But I'll let you take armor for this because it's not like a full-on hit.
I brush it off my jacket or whatever. So I have 1 harm. Where do I mark that?
Essentially, I don't actually know.
You tick there's like the right-hand column of the 3. There's harm. You just tick the 3.
9, 10, 11, 12.
Even if I only have 1, I tick the 3.
Yeah, it's 1 harm is just 1 box.
Yeah. Indeed.
Yes. It's slightly confusing when presented in this way.
It is.
The clock abstraction.
Yeah. So that happens to you. How do you react to being set on fire a little bit?
Well, I stop, drop, and roll because that's what I was taught.
Tell me
So
all
I
about how you
imagine that I'm in like
inside a turbine.
yeah. So I basically just drop and then I roll back through the fire and I'm like, oh fuck! And then I get back up and I'm like, god damn it, that was.
I'm just like maybe you weren't gonna take the one harm and then you like try and roll and you roll into more fire and
like
you just
it got on my arm because I saw my arm out there, but I dropped and rolled into the liquid and I was like, no, this is why I deal with explosives.
This is worse. This is infinitely worse. I regret my decision.
So much worse. And then I pull out my wrench and I just have like a large like 1.5-foot monkey wrench and I pull out one of the grenades and I say, hey, that's my thing. What are you doing out there?
There's no response. The screaming has stopped.
I poke my head out.
There is a very badly burnt body on the floor. There's glass all over, like around him. He's currently got like shards of glass where he tried to do what you did, but there was just tons of broken glass as well, and he was just rolling in a burning pool of fire.
As one does.
Like smashed glass. Yeah, indeed, it was. He's very dead.
So
apparently, you as a scabby head have the highest kill count of 2 in his campaign. GG.
So yeah, I climb out of this hole, and I go approach this body.
He's similar to the first guy. You can't make out so much many of the brands because he's horrifically burnt, but you do see a guy pegging it away from you, like he's sprinting specifically away from the entrance you came from at full tilt.
Sprinting away from the entrance?
Yeah.
The opposite direction?
Yeah, he's running away from you towards like where you presume the other entrance is.
Well, I mean, realistically, the turbine's already broken, so...
Are
throw the grenade I have at him.
Cool. Okay, you throw that grenade. It sails through the air, and as it sort of like skitters after him, it explodes. He is just paced everywhere in every direction. Parts of him end up on the 3rd floor gantry. It's delightful, but you hit one of the other turbines in the process, and that just sputters and dies.
More work for me. So as he like throws this grenade, the thought runs through his head, and he's like, "Oh shit!" And then he rummages through his bag, pulls out a little piece of paper and a pen, and he writes, "Ask to stop first." Rumbles it back up and puts it back in the bag, and then he continues to examine the fire guy.
Cool. So you can roll me a weird to sort of like ascertain horrific things about him. On an 8. I'll let you ask me a non-specific question about him.
Ooh. Can I ask a question first?
No, you cannot.
But it's of Xander.
Nope.
I want to know what it looks like when he goes psychic.
I don't think he knows. Because I don't think it's an actual trait he has normally. I think it is a side effect of the chemicals he works with and doesn't wear a mask and breathes in and just hopes for the best.
So you go on vision quests.
Yeah. Which is why all of the things he makes look weird and don't look like, and they're just like a tin can full of buttons. Like, what does that do? I don't know yet, but it's going to be neat. So I can ask any
its final form. You can ask me a vague question about him.
Sure. I guess why are you here is the vaguest question I can think of.
To cause damage. It's like you hear like a dead whisper of like something passing your ear just says do damage. And then
so like I'm squatted over this guy and I'm like poking him in the fleshy burns to make sure he's dead, and that's what I hear.
Fleshy burns, all in the burns,
I'm all up in his burns. And if this guy doesn't have anything cool that looks like it could explode, I'm just gonna leave.
I mean, he did, but you threw a Molotov and it hit him.
Yeah. Well, the other guy blew up, so I assumed if anyone was gonna have something, it might be the guy who still has a body.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna head back out and find. I'm gonna head back out and find Angel. It looks like everyone here is gone.
Cool. So we're gonna cut as you head back. We're gonna cut back to the bar. You have had alcohol poured into you, Ada.
Yeah. So
Have we decided if we're doing a brain scan?
yeah.
Yeah, she does that. She, even though she doesn't really intend to rummage through his brain, but she's still quite upset about the whole situation. So she places one hand on his upper back as she carefully, gives him the drink.
The thing about the violation glove is you have to have skin contact with someone, and I have this horrible sensation just there where I imagine like Petra's finger just gently moving across the top of my neck, and I was like, oh, I feel.
I imagined it would be something like one hand goes to the bottom of my chin and like guides it up
Like
as
that.
yeah.
That works too. Sort of the glove hand, like carefully in case he spills something, and then.
Okay, well, roll that weird. Let's find out what horrible memories I relive.
Speaking of rolling, the last time I got the automatically success, do I still get to mark experience for that?
Yes, I will allow that.
Thank you. Okay, then I'm gonna roll weird for this scan. Let's see how bad it's gonna be. Oh my god!
That's a pass.
Damn, you actually did a thing.
But I still rolled a 1.
God damn it.
You did remarkably. Okay, cool. So
I believe you get one question? Yeah.
Indeed, yeah. So deep brain scan, you say, what was your character's lowest moment? For what did your character... Oh, you've got
It's my lowest moment.
So like I said, she doesn't really intend to rummage through his brain, but she's like flustered and whatnot, so her psychic powers are a little bit out of control right now, and so she gets that flash into
Okay. So yeah, we both for a moment you're looking out of you're looking out of Adar's eyes, but the strange thing for you is that like one of your eyes has turned totally like red and you can't see out of it, and as memories flood through your mind, you've arrived at the moment where I had my eye removed, and it's because Angel caught me. Angel's brother, I think, caught me as I was moving through, like, I think filching something from some merchant, or I'm not sure exactly what it was. I don't think we get enough of that instant, but we can just see out of the other one of his eyes, Angel standing over him, a knife, like, drops of blood coming off of it, falling onto the floor, and they turn and they leave together, and that, I guess, is Adar's lowest moment. I don't think he remembers it clearly enough for the exact source of trauma to be there, but yeah, it's the person who took his eye was Angel.
It's whatever you got caught stealing from Angel.
Yeah, however that event plays out, that I'm not sure what that was yet. So
I was gonna say, let me know once you decided.
Yeah, I don't know whether that memory is clear enough, but maybe if you ask Adar about it, he can consciously unpick it. But the lowest moment, that. Okay, so yeah, like
one thing real quick, Josh, I already hit 5 experience. Do I get to improve? Yeah, because I mainly wrote weird and sharp. Do I get to pick something now, or with my next roll?
Yeah, you can pick something now. So pick off your list of stuff. That's the
already
cool
know what I want.
Okay, cool. Let me know what that is in just a moment. But what is Finbar's specifically Ada's lowest moment?
Oh, I went. It's the moment I lost my eye. When Angel caught me in whatever it was I took from him, and cut my eye out in recompense. So we get a horrifically blurry, blood-colored vision of Angel with a like shining knife, illuminated in the light fixture. Oh yeah, and it's like the shadows of the Queen of Hearts, like casting like his shadow across me as he does it. It's cool, love it.
Cool. Okay, so yeah, that sort of happens, and you guys are in the bar. There is a very confused-looking pyromaniac in front of you.
So I think Adar like jerks away from as much as he can with his perfect ab control, and like kind of looks at Izzy for a moment and just She said, Righteous, wrap some ice up in some towels, put it on Izzy's back, look after her.
He's just giving this guy a death stare.
Don't worry.
Holding like this pole in one hand, and the guy's like trying to look aggressive back, but like shrinking.
Yeah,
Yeah, before Izzy goes to get the ice, she will say to Ada, I read him. He hates being here. He really didn't want to do it. Won't be too hard on him.
I smile semi-patronizingly. I say, I'll go easy. So, friend, what's your name?
He flinches as you address him.
And what business brings you to my bar? Righteous, don't worry about it. If he's stupid enough to try anything, I'm sure he's aware that you could tear his arms off without really breaking a sweat.
Righteous looks at the man dead in the eye and opens his coat. He has a severed arm, a human arm hanging from his belt, with like a watch still ticking on it, and he just makes direct eye contact, stares into this man's soul, and the guy's just like, you actually see a little bit of like a wet patch appear around his groin as he pisses.
I was waiting for that.
And he just says, I was told to come here.
I kind of like I gesture with my head because any part of me I can move. Please, I'd like towards the other seat across from me. And be a dear friend. I'm thirsty, and I kind of nod towards the drink.
In my head, you gestured just by like face planting.
And like I can just about like move my nose. And Adar is like I think it's to this guy like Petra can see that I am not on my game. But this guy is like so scared that I rolled a semi-success, so yeah. I still appear totally in control. I
mean, he's in your bar and he's currently got urine flooding his boots. So I think like you're pretty cool in comparison to him.
Yeah.
He definitely like he walks over with a bit of a squelch, sits down, and yeah, like Righteous comes over to you, Izzy, and he just like essentially like pours one of the long towels off the bar used for wiping down, pours some ice into it, rolls it up, and like hands it to you.
Yeah, she's gonna take off her jacket, rinsing. And yeah, well, actually, how is she going to apply it? She would have to undress, really.
Righteous has said I did tell Righteous kind of to look after you, so he'll do.
So what he does is he basically like fills it with ice, make sure it cools down, and then he just like drapes it over your back like a cloak, so you now have like really cool like a really cold towel. It's going to be uncomfortable, but it will I'm gonna say in like 5 minutes you can mark off the harm and just take some scars.
Just to let you know, I chose a new move, and that's from the Child Things playbook.
Oh damn.
And it's called The Mother's Heartbeat.
Oh god! Oh, everything about the child thing as a class, just so creepy.
You live in like an old air turbine with walls made of iPhones, chased by crazy. It's the best. It's the best. What does that move do?
The brain and the child thing, they move along really well. It's almost like it fits perfectly for multi-classing. So when you withdraw, it's not weird. It's a weird thing, but it's not really weird. It's helpful. When you withdraw into the world Psychic Maelstrom, roll plus weird. On a 10+, choose 2. On a 7 to 9, choose 1. You emerge again about an hour later, and then I have 4 options. Meanwhile, you can still watch and hear what's happening where you were, but I'm basically invisible.
Don't exist, yeah.
Or 2, you can remerge in a different place altogether. So basically, it's like a teleportation. Or 3, you are healed of all harm. Or 4, you can bring someone in and out with you. And on a miss, you are in the dark and warm, listening to the mother's heartbeat, and many hours pass.
Oh god, that's so uncomfortably creepy. It's like, yeah, you're in a dark room.
I don't know what you're talking about. I thought it was lovely.
Like, oh no. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you can absolutely take that. So mark that down in your.
By the way, we're showing on stream at the moment the really awesome artwork done by Valonda. If you guys want to talk on the stream at the moment, it looks
so
awesome.
Sick. I'll
It's
just
like-
I'm just make it bigger for just a moment because it's a little tricky to see. Order, move to top. It just looks so awesome. Thank you very much, Rhonda. That looks really cool.
That's so. Oh, that's the sign I wanted. That's no. I just had this idea in my head of because you get those things like no services for 4 miles or no hard shoulder for 4 miles. I wanted it to say no hope.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Did you must have told him about it?
Yeah, I told Aaron.
Oh, yeah,
Aaron
it's on the overlay, hon.
That's really cool.
Aaron
I have
Tabletop Twitch did the overlay, and then falls the top.
That's really cool.
All right, I'll leave that there for now. That's pretty cool.
Cool.
Okay, so yeah, back in the scene. So yeah, Adar gets finished having his drink poured by this terrified pyroman. It's like, well, friend, now kind of slowly crane my neck, and it looks deliberate. It's actually because I can't move very quickly. Why don't you explain to me what possessed you to run into my bar and fire a flamethrower at my friend? I'm presuming that you didn't do this purely out of whimsy.
Cool. Roll me plus hot.
Yeah, I'm definitely manipulating as opposed to
Yeah.
the other one here.
No, exactly.
Just do that for a second. Okay, where's my seduce, manipulate? Are you kidding me?
Cool,
Oh,
okay.
wait. Can Izzy help me, because she did tell me about his psychological weak points that I can hammer on.
Okay, cool. So, Izzy, if you would like essentially Finn to have some help here, all you need to do is check what HX you have with Finn and roll 2d6 plus that.
It's right here. +2.
Cool. So,
All right.
roll me 2d6
Roll a
plus 2.
7 or better, and we'll be okay.
Oh, so I have to roll.
Yeah, you roll that,
Yeah.
and then if you succeed, if you get a 7 or better, I get a +1, and I don't fail.
So come again. Do I roll just a 2d6 or what do you roll?
2d6 plus 2.
2d6 plus 2. So, it's 2d6 plus whatever your HX with him is.
2d6 +2.
Boom.
9. Damn. Cool. So through the combined, I'm actually was giving you a +1 anyway, which you didn't know because you have
Let's get the shit out of it.
you have righteous. No, you have righteous literally standing over this
Yeah.
guy. So he's gonna raise his arm to like as you say flamethrower, he gestures towards it as if he's like, you mean this? And his arm is broken as patience just. Patience? Not patience.
Righteous.
And 0 patience from Righteous just breaks this man's arm. And the flamethrower just he lets go, it falls limp to the floor, and he just he doesn't actually cry out. He just whimpers slightly, and he just says,
I mean, I guess because the to seduce and manipulate is a thing of I have to promise them something. So I guess the implicit promise is if he talks to me, Righteous will stop hurting him.
he gets that, and he just says, just I'm just doing a job, and they told me because I'd been here before and I knew where the bar was and who the owner was to stand by, and when everyone left to do some things.
First of all, what things? Second of all, why my bar? 2 dams and my bar? This seems like an interesting choice of targets. Who's paying you?
He shakes his head and just says, the dams are only part 1, and I get paid by my boss, and he's not the one who organised this. We were hired.
I fall backwards onto the backrest of the chair. And I go, right, just let him go.
Right, just it's sort of like it's probably got like a hand on his shoulder and just like slowly eases off, and you hear like a creaking. Maybe it was the chair, maybe it was his bones. You're not entirely sure when it comes to Righteous and his strength, but he lets go, and the guy just winces, like he's trying to hold. He can't hold that shoulder because his arm is just like broken, so he's just like he's the most beaten and broken of men.
Yeah. I kind of close my eyes, and I'll pause in deep thought for a moment. He goes, well, you're going to tell me everything about your boss and the headquarters of the Pyre that you can recall. In exchange, I won't tell Angel where you are, and serve drinks tonight punctuated to the sweet beats of your flesh breaking under his men's boots. Do I make myself quite clear?
Roll me plus hard. This is definitely your
That's
lead.
aggro.
Sweet dude.
Yeah. You go in.
It's a nice big bro.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard of this guy before.
He's more scared of them than he is of me.
he
Or
just
something
says,
else.
Like, you don't understand the things they'll do to me. You see that shit? It'll fuck you up for life. He keeps giving furtive glances over towards Izzy, who's like probably like tending to her wounds.
Yeah,
He looks
I like.
the most guilty human being you've ever seen.
I sigh. Now you present me with a conundrum. Because I could let you go, but actually I can't, because you've tried to burn down my establishment and you've taken actions against people and places I care about, and really that doesn't sit right with me.
He frantically like shakes one hand. He tries to shake his other arm. He winces in pain. He just says, I won't tell a soul. I won't even go back there. I'll go into the wastes. I promise. I'll never.
Silence, you pathetic little creature.
At which moment Izzy would actually start walking towards that guy, and reaches up with her hand and just touches his cheek and be like, just tell him one thing. Just one thing he can use.
Roll me plus hot, Izzy.
That's not good.
I would like to assist Izzy because I'm.
Yeah, that's cool. I'll let you.
Yeah, because I'm still turning. Like he won't. Yeah, he might just about.
Behind it, Righteous is holding a garrote wire made. Bam! He's holding a garrote wire.
Oh my god! I rolled something above 10.
I know. He's holding a garrote wire that is actually just barbed wire with two like posts attached to it. I think
it slides out of his arm.
Yeah, he just he pulls it open. He's got his own he unwraps it from his arm. He's got his own blood on it, where it's like embedded into his own arm, but he doesn't care.
My bodyguard is so dope.
Petra, I just want to throw out that was double sixes. That was very impressive. That was indeed.
Hey, all that's right in this world, like the balance is.
Cool. He looks into your eyes and he sees something, what it is. But this man is just hooked on you. Like Izzy has his full attention. You probably be aware of this, Adar, that you are not the focus of his attention right now. And he just says, I can draw you a map of the local area and.
Okay.
Show you around?
Yeah. It's like, I can show you my room.
Okay. So there's a thing I'd like to like finish because like he goes to draw that, if that's all right, and I'll like Izzy, come over here a moment.
Yeah.
Understand me very carefully here.
What do you have him draw it on? Because if he doesn't have anything to draw on, he's just going to carve it into your table. Paper is not common.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
I know paper isn't common. I'm trying to think. I get Righteous. Fetch them out a pack of cards. Have him sketch it out for us with those. For now.
Cool. Okay.
And I'll have Righteous like scratch it into like a serving. Oh no! I get a serving tray and I have him scratch it into the bottom of a serving tray with a knife point. That's it. And yeah, while they're busy with that, it's like, Izzy, if Angel, I know for some reason that you don't want us to kill this man, but if Angel finds out he was here and we didn't tell him, I'm gonna lose a whole lot more than an eye.
Okay. Well, I guess you've got to do what you got to do.
Are you comfortable with that?
Well, it's more important to me that you are fine, I guess.
I
Like, if he's not happy with it, but it's
Okay.
passive.
I mean, if you want to reverse psychology, Adar here, you can try manipulating me. I will.
No.
I think my current setting is to just murder him and say he died in self-defense. And we totally didn't bargain with terrorists. If you want to, yeah. So yeah, I wait till he finishes scratching, and then I just nod at Righteous, and I guess the last shot we see of this man is the concrete block hitting him in the side of the head.
No. So he goes to. I've just thought of an epic way to kill this guy. So
Oh, good.
Rugburn the berry. He's standing there, and he finishes the sketch, and he hands it over to Righteous. Righteous looks to you. You shake your head, and he catches that, and he tries to run. And as he tries to run, Righteous just whips out this barbed wire garrote, and it catches him round the ankle, and it snags him, and he just pulls him back he falls onto his face. The Righteous pulls him back, and he curb stomps him, and the guy just explodes like a watermelon. And that's and Righteous just nods to you, and then just walks over, picks up a mop, and goes about his business.
Izzy, if you turn over the close sign for the evening.
Close sign was never turned over. This bar has never been opened in this game.
Yeah, cool.
Cool. So we're gonna cut back right now to Angel. Angel, you sort of leaving as we wrap up here. You're sort of leaving the second dam. Xander, you're running back from the first dam, and as you guys come outside, you notice across the bank, on the other side of the river, there are several really weird, eclectic mix of trucks, but most of them look like they are some form of fuel tankers.
How many?
There's about 9 of them, and we're talking big fuel tankers, and all of them are sort of backed up against a riverbed with people moving around.
Yeah.
They're pretty spaced out.
Yeah. Okay.
Fuel tankers?
Fuel tankers.
Why would there be fuel tankers? Is what he's thinking right now. And then, I guess I guess as we're going, it's back it up, boys, back it up. Slowly walking away.
So, because why not end the first episode with a bang? As you turn around,
this is a very wide river. Just so as Angel starts to turn around, you see Xander, and he goes, "Oh, hi, Angel," and then you see him throw up one of his grenades and swing at it with his wrench. I tell you what. I'll let you if you dive through the air, because everyone still has a dive through the air apart from Will. Everyone still has a dive through the air success.
True.
I really wanted to see.
So he's not gonna dive through the air, but he's like in a tennis match. He's gonna throw it up and then jump, and then clock it with a monkey wrench.
I'm gonna accept that. I'm gonna say you managed to.
Wait, as the spike hits, doves.
Yeah,
it's John Woo.
As the monkey wrench hits the thing, just doves fly out from behind me.
Indeed.
The clang scatters through the forest.
You see Detective Tequila look up as a grenade comes sailing through the air, and it hits one of pick a fuel tanker, like one in the center. They're not going to chain. I'm going to tell you that. They're smarter than that. But I'm going to say 2 of them go up as it hits one, and fuel just bursts out, immediately catches fire, engulfs the next one. The tires blow out, and then it just goes off. And then you see the rest of them guys approach at the back, and you see like really notably big fellas, like even from across the stream or across the river, they're noticeably larger, walk over with big axes, and they just swing them at the back of the tanker, and they start dumping fuel into your sort of river, the section of river between the two reservoirs, and it just starts like darkening. And that's where we're going to end it for the first session.
Oh boy.
So, Will, I would like to point out that this is the second campaign that you and I have been players in that Josh has DM'd that we have received fan art.
That's true.
Yeah.
We must be the best. I think it's confirmed.
This combo at a minimum, the three of us.
It's doing pretty good. Well, thanks for watching, guys. We're not going to head off straight away here because we're going to be giving away the player's handbook, and we'll be announcing that on stream. So hang around here for a moment. At the end, we'll give it away. We'll announce who the winner is. You can't enter via that, but I do have a Twitch giveaways thing. So as long as you're active in chat, you'll also be in for a chance. Good one, Bleem. So let's go around and do some hooks and plugs. So, Mike, you do things on the internet.
I do the same thing these guys do, just less often and more American. So come over to Unmade Gaming and watch us do the same shit, just differently.
You can find Mike under exclamation point Eeyore. Finbar, you do things on the internet.
I do. I will be back here tomorrow night to play Cold Harbor for the finale, and where Argo is totally gonna just win the day and become Demon King of the Tentacle People. And everything will be perfect because all of his friends will agree with him about how that's the best course of action. And nothing will go wrong.
Nothing will ever go wrong. Nope.
I also stream on Math and TV, me and Buddy Cecil here, and where I play video games and sometimes do one-shots of tabletop games or talk about them in general. Also, if you really like Apocalypse World and you think I'm cool, you can find the campaign I played through of it on my YouTube at Conflict Nerd Mathin. It's real dope.
There you go. And finally, Petra, you do things on the internet, I hear.
Yeah, you can watch me play D&D 5th edition every Saturday on Twitch. Channel is called Time to Dice. And if you want to find me on Twitter, I'm going to post my Twitter handle in a second in the chat.
There you go. So check these guys out. Josh, anything you want to say here?
No, just thank you everyone for showing up. Sorry it was sort of like a slow start because we were going through a lot of stuff, getting you guys acclimated, but we're going to jump straight in next session. It's going to be insane. And also check out, next week is the finale of Cold Harbor, and then we will have some hot exclusives about what's going on the week after. New show starting on Tuesday. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'll be in that as well. So if you want more of me, then be here same time tomorrow, except not now because we would have ended by now.
Indeed, yes. Yeah, I'll remind you guys. I'll get to the giveaway in a minute. Give folks a moment to get in. That tomorrow is Wednesday. Hopefully Wednesday at 1 p.m. I'll be streaming some prep. But if I can't figure out my OBS stuff in time, then I'll be streaming at 4 p.m. with the finale of Curse of Strahd. It's the very last episode of Curse of Strahd. The week after that, will be followed by season 2 of Call of Cthulhu, which is going to be a lot of fun coming your way. Not this week, but the one after. So tomorrow's Curse of Strahd finale. Can't believe it's going to be the end of a very emotional campaign. One of my favorites in a long time. The day after that is Thursday. We've got Reign of Winter with Askren, Trainsy and Kira, followed by viewer games where you guys can join in and play every single week. It's going to be a busy week. Good night, Kent's Cthulhu, indeed. Going to be a lot of tentacles. I know, guys. How you guys feel about tentacles?
What?
Pretty strongly. I'm very excited for that season 2.
Tentacles versus Violation Glove. I mean, what are your loyalties?
Warlock by heart. So
why must they?
Warlock by heart.
Why must you choose?
Why must they fight? Why? I think Argo and Izzy would make a perfect power duo.
Oh, don't ever give me shivers. It was that.
So guys, we're going to be giving away this D&D 5th Edition Player's Handbook. Thanks for everybody who entered. There were 4,098 entries into this giveaway, which is rather ridiculous. So you don't have the best of chances to winning, I will admit. But hopefully you guys, you can get multiple ways to enter, actually. So, it's
there are multiple entries.
multiple entries points.
They all count.
Yeah, every single entry point counts for me, guys. So don't worry.
God
Best
damn it.
you guys. Thanks for everybody who did enter. And Tentacles for Hubert is a big fan. So good luck, everybody. Everybody needs to say good luck to one another. Wish each other good luck because you need it. And the winner will be contacted via email and via Twitter and other ways if I can't get in touch with them, and I'll shout at them. And if they're not, they respond within a couple of days, and I will go to the next winner, who will then be contacted in various ways until they can't be contacted in some way for whatever reason. Then I'll contact the next person until all 4,095 people don't respond to me, and I keep the player's handbook for myself. So,
I could really use a backup copy. You should see mine.
I just want to throw out there, apparently we can, according to Japanese TV, we can get violation gloves for tentacles. I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, I've heard.
That's good.
It's thrown out there in chat, though. Then. Yeah.
How'd you like to violate? So put a violation glove on your violation tentacles. So you can violate while you violate. Yeah. Now on the subject of my player's handbook.
It's ripped. Yeah, they most do. Just send an email to Wizards. I'll get you a new one, dude.
Wait, what?
I'll get you a new one. Yeah, it's free. Yeah, don't worry. I'm just super vamping. So I'm just waiting for it. Of course, thanks again, guys. If you haven't entered, there's another giveaway at the moment, D&D 5th edition starter set, so you can always enter into that one if you don't win this one, and there'll be another giveaway starting soon, probably for another player's handbook, because folks always need to get their hands on.
I will have righteous curb stomp angel in the next episode if you do not tell us who won.
I don't know, guys. What do we think?
Come on,
guys. Do you want to know a winner? Do you want to know who won? What's the violation?
Do it.
Do it.
I don't know.
Petra, violation glove him right now.
Dear God, that will.
You're making Mike depressed. Look how upset he is.
It's so sad.
He actually looks more upset than usual. Okay, Violet Sean. Yeah, all right then. So the winner is
Encounter Josh.
Is James McLaren, Jim Bob. James.McLaren. You are the winner, my friend. Congratulations. I will announce the winner on the thingy. Announcements and widgets so you guys know who won. Congratulations to Jim Bob or James M for entering and winning. Good job, dude. Good job. Get some ERP shores for our friend Jim Bob. Sure. Jim Bob, you're the lucky new owner, the happy new owner of a player's handbook. Remember, a player's handbook is not just for Christmas. So look after it, treat it well, and try not to break the spine of it like all of us have done. So good on, guys. That's fun. That was fun announcement.
What a climax is? I don't. Fuck it. Let's just go.
So other than that, guys, like I say, back tomorrow. Hopefully at 1. If not, we're back at 4. I'll tweet out if I'm going live at 1. But other than that, guys, it's been perfect. It's been perfect adventure. Beginning to a new Apocalypse World game. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the finale of Curse of Strahd. And until then, guys, try not to let Petra touch you with the violation glove in the dungeon. See you soon. Good night.
Oh shit, that's me, isn't it? I have to do things. Shit. Well, leave my volume mixer. Nobody panic.
You screwed up.
Nobody panic.
Anarchy.
I can't find my volume mixer.
Right now.
The fuck is my... There it is. Fuck you. Alright, peace out, y'all.